a goal to nil. Paddy McLaughlin played in that game as a few former York players. Michael Duckworth played for Scarborough. Scott Barrow played for Darlington. And it's Steve Watson's side from the northeast that are taking the points back from Bridlington. So the teams are in the respective halves of the field. The pictures are being taken on the far side. There's an ambulance situated under the huge electronic screen in the corner of the ground with such a big crowd inside the LNER Community Stadium today. Boston have managed to sell a few more tickets than they had done 48 hours ago. They went off sale at midnight, but they've taken about 3/4, I would suggest, 2/3 potentially, 2/3 of the north stand away to our right hand side. Everywhere else around the ground is loading pretty jam-packed, so it will be the largest York City following that we've had at the LNER Community Stadium for this afternoon's match. York City will be kicking towards the Boston supporters in the first half, so both teams kicking towards their own supporters in the second period, just as York City were on that playoff final day 3 or 4 years ago in the National North, where they won by 2-0. Referee, he's just checking all his equipment and making sure he's happy with everything. Gareth Thomas is the referee here today. Now the two teams break away. Ollie Banks comes across this near side to get, I think, is he looking for a drink? He certainly is. All the games today in the National League kicking off at 3 o'clock. Doesn't happen very often these days. So we'll be able to keep you up to date with what's going on up and down the country in the National League and how those fellow promotion contenders are getting on. As we mentioned, probably all expected to win today, but you just never know. You do get some strange results at Christmas time. Any idea why that is the case sometimes?
What's that, sorry, Dave?
Why you sometimes get some strange results at Christmas? The game is underway. Come back on that later on. Boston kicking from right to left towards the south stand to get this game underway, and the ball is sent out onto the right-hand side. Tackle comes in immediately over there from Alex Newby, and then they have to go back to their goalkeeper. Stones is going to put him under pressure, Barrett, but Barrett clears downfield. John Lewis hits him on his arm, appeals for handball, nothing given by the referee. He gives away possession though, does John Lewis, and City are able to send it long looking for Stones. Nodded across this left hand side from Boston. They scuff it down the line. Gray lets it go, and it's picked up by Fagan Walcott. At the back for York City on the edge of his own penalty area, he gives it to his captain Callum Howe, and Callum Howe goes across and gives it to Mark Kitchen for a first touch. Of course, scheduled to be playing against York City on this day last year was Mark Kitchen, but the game called off at the 11th hour because of the fog over the other side of the Pennines at Oldham.
We got there, didn't we?
We did get there.
Game. Yes. Never in any chance of that game being played, I don't think.
The chance it possibly could have been played at 3.
Yes,
yeah. And the fog had come in, they'd have probably let it go, wouldn't they?
When we landed, I think our first impressions were this isn't going to happen.
Yeah, a wasted journey, but no such issues today. Although when I got up this morning, it was incredibly frosty. I didn't realise it was going to be so cold overnight. But the pitch, it looks perfectly fine, and no signs of frost out there in front of us as Batty gives it to Fagan Walcott on this right hand side. Now to Gray. Gray nutmegs the defender, and he gets the 1-2 off Banks. Gray's in round the back on this right side, plays it to Fagan Walcott in the area. Fagan Walcott cross goal, goalkeeper parries it, Billy palmed in, blocked on the line. Stones second time, and the third time a scramble. Somehow City haven't put that in the back of the net. It was brilliant play down the right-hand side. Fagan Walcott pulled out his man in the middle, and Stones just couldn't force it past the man on the goal line. I think the goalkeeper may have got a touch. York City should be 1-0 up and done.
They should be. I'm not sure how good the keeper was there, or do we make it easy for him? But it's a brilliant football from York City down this right-hand side. Joe Gray and Malachi Fagan Walcott, he's our centre-back playing like an inside right. Well, lovely ball across the face of the goal. Give it a chance. And it was scrappy, wasn't
Goalkeeper palms it,
yeah,
the cross
well,
shot,
keeper.
and then it's Stones,
yeah,
and he just can't force it past the two defenders who get a double block on it, really.
Yeah, just sheer volume of players, I think, just got in the way there. Good, you could say that's good defending.
There will be chances for York City. I remember the game last season, though, on the August bank holiday weekend, that City were beaten by Boston. Poor afternoon for York City, but they did have a couple of really good chances early on in that game, and if you take one of them, I think the shot was blocked on the line by a defender that day too. Taking either of those chances, you feel as though that game could have finished very differently to what it eventually did do. Howe at the back for York City. Ball over the top, down the left-hand side, looking for Newby, who's got in round the back here. Controls it on the edge of the penalty area. Newby gives it back to Kitchen. No one's closing him down. He'll take one touch to control, then another to whip it in onto the head of Josh Stones, and he loops it into the arms of the goalkeeper. 0-0, 3 minutes gone, but York City starting off on the front foot.
Very much so, yeah. I mean, if there was any fears, to your question earlier about some crazy results and Boxing Day, My answer was going to be, well, you can leave that to your imagination. Some players don't maybe take Christmas as serious as they should. This York City side certainly, and it's only 3 minutes in, they look up for it. They look up for this match, and they know that the fans are going to be right behind them as well.
The Patel family are listening. I've just got a message pop up on my phone. They say, come on, York. 81333 on the text. If you want to get in touch, start your message with the word York. 08000 321 333 on WhatsApp. Start your message with the word York at BBC York Sport. Long ball down the left-hand side here for Boston, looking for Dylan Hill. He's going to be shepherded away from that, though, and it goes behind as Fagan Walcott gets in between man and ball. Boxing Day, not particularly happy day for York City supporters in the recent past. They have struggled to win games on Boxing Day. I think they've only won one of the last 7 games on Boxing Day. The last time they actually won at home on Boxing Day, Ian, can you remember? How good's your memory from a couple of hours ago when I first told you this stat?
Well, if you gave me good information, it was the
you doubting my stats?
2013-14 season.
2014-15 season. You were nearly there. Did I tell you the wrong thing earlier on?
Possibly.
Who knows? Boston come forward down the left-hand side. Maguire with a headband. He picked up a knock in that Aldershot game a few days ago. He was a slight doubt here today, and he's got a big Terry Butcher headband on. That's good play from Hunt to pick up Pearce on the left-hand side. He can come forward. Now he's held up and gives it to Newby. He has to wait for reinforcements in the centre of the park, and he finds Kitchen, who's drifted infield. Back it goes to Newby once more. Newby on the right foot, edge of the area, takes on the shot. Goalkeeper, think he knew it was going just wide of his post, so he pulled his arm away at the last minute and lets it go behind for a goal kick. Still 0-0, still good from York City, just coming up to 5 minutes gone. Yeah, York City's last home win on Boxing Day was against Accrington in the 2014-15 season, thanks to a goal from Keith Lowe. They won 1-0 that day. They don't play very often, actually, at home on Boxing Day. City's last home match on Boxing Day was 3 years ago when they were beaten here by Gateshead. Before that, they had 2 years in a row, actually, where they played Gateshead on Boxing Day. First here in 22-23, then away on 23-24. Before that, this shows how far York City have come in a short space of time, really. Bradford Park Avenue on successive Boxing Days. There was a game against Darlington. We're absolutely walloped by 5 at Darlington. Then North Ferriby a couple of occasions as well away from home.
Shows how far we've sunk. I mean, the Bradford Park Avenue was that the Boxing Day game that was called off as well? Do you remember?
Yes, there was, yeah. And there was another one, yeah.
There was no snow anyway.
Stones has caught his man late there. That should be a yellow card for Josh Stones. He's gone to clear it down the right-hand side. Stones has run into him, and the referee gives the yellow card to Josh Stones. He can't argue with that. No. It was a silly challenge, sort of challenge he was making when he was out of the team, Josh Stones, and he sees yellow. But the Boston man, to be fair, to have a bit of a moan about him, as soon as the yellow card came out, he's leapt up after being thumping the ground in pain and agony. Yeah,
it's amazing what a yellow card can do. But yeah, it was the Bradford Park Avenue, wasn't it? There's no snow anywhere except for on their pitch.
Yeah, it was number 26 Gallagher who did for Josh Stones there, but I think it was the right decision from the referee.
Felt like a striker's challenge, didn't it? Just maybe a little bit heavy-footed.
Free kick then on halfway, right hand side, up towards the edge of the York City penalty area. Gallagher wins the header, only nods it down though for Hunt to clear. He gives it to Gray, who turns his man brilliantly on that left hand side. Now Gray gets on his bike. He's got Stones all the way across this right hand side if he can spot him. Still got it, Gray, into the penalty area he comes. Cross comes in now. It's going to be deflected. Oh, just missed by everyone in the middle. 3 Boston men. Stones then has to recycle it, gives it to Banks, takes on the shot, blocked on the line, hits the bar then. There's Ollie Pearce, in fact Newby it is, who takes the shot as it just ricocheted straight to him. Hunt now to Banks again, he's got space, dinks it into the box. Comes up off a Boston head as Ollie Pearce goes for the header. Offside flag goes up. Wow, York City, what a move that was. First of all, Joe Gray down the left-hand side. Then 6s and 7s again, the Boston defence as the ball came into the box. Newby, I think it was, who rattled the bar, but it's still 0-0.
Yeah, scintillating play from City, and Joe Gray in particular out on that left-hand side. His burst of pace to get away from his player was frightening. And then, really, you feel like City should be one up after that.
Right, there's 7 minutes gone, Ian. This goalkeeper they need to work him.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's 2 balls that have come in from the either side. That one, he tried to leave for the 3 on rushing defenders. They all got in each other's way. He doesn't know whether he's coming or going, this goalkeeper, Killian Barrett. They have to take advantage, York City.
Yeah, well, I've got a feeling we will be peppering him in this remaining 80-odd minutes. Because City have started off really well, really positively. They look like a team that believe they're going to win this match.
He slid down on his knees and then decides to pull everything away. It completely confuses the defenders around him, does the goalkeeper.
I'm guessing he's a young lad. He's on from Chef Wednesday, so this will be a big occasion for him probably. Even though he's come from Chef Wednesday, he might not have played in this sort of atmosphere before.
How? comes forward, takes the loose touch. Good pressure in from John Lewis on that occasion. And it's put into touch the far side of the field for a Boston throw-in, halfway inside the York City half. He's stealing a few yards here. The fans are letting him know in the West Stand. The referee's going to allow it, though. And he's taking his time over the throw-in as well. Takes it now, Lavinia towards the edge of the box. John Lewis goes to ground looking for the free kick. Nothing given by the referee. And it's hacked clear by Batty. The away team have it in the centre circle on halfway. Lancashire, square ball. Tackle comes in from Batty, who's hurt himself there. Drags himself to his feet. Thumps the back of his right hamstring. And then a Boston man goes to ground again, looking for a free kick. Carson this time, nothing at all in that. And the referee tells him to get up. He's rolling around as if he's in agony. And now he gets up to, he's not got the decision. Well, they've come here for a bit of play acting here at Boston. You can hear the crowd around us. That's a couple of occasions.
It's embarrassing. It really is genuinely embarrassing. Nothing wrong with him. The referee, applaud it to the referee there. He's seen right through it. And then the moment he doesn't get the free kick, he's up. Has a little bit of a stutter and then, sprints back into position. Nothing wrong with him.
Throw into York, 20 yards inside the Boston half, far side of the ground. Rory Watson makes his way into the stand to sit down to our right-hand side. Up towards the edge of the box, that's cleared by Sloggett, and he did slog it downfield. John Lewis holds off Callum Howe. Batty comes across, then Howe tackles him and does well to find Harrison Mayle. Mayle in his all-purple kit gives it to Batty. He's forced into a corner. Batty back to Mayle. That's running into the goal. Mayle takes it across his goal line virtually. Then Banks round the corner. It goes to Gray. Gray back to goal. Goes back to Dan Batty in the edge of his box. And City now can try and get it forward. Through the legs of Gray it goes to Banks. Fagan Walcott once more to Batty. Maguire says, let's just calm down, get everyone back behind the ball and let York City have it on the edge of their own box. 0-0 it remains here on BBC Radio York.
Just watching Ollie Banks today, if you've noticed a few times, David, already when he receives the ball, he's in acres of space because he's a clever player, but that little outside of the right foot clip into
Fagan Walcott
field.
Down the line, Ian. Gray's got in round the back. He puts the cross in, doesn't get past the first man, goes behind for the first corner kick of the game. You can carry on making your point.
Yeah, Ollie Banks, he's got that ability to just, the obvious ball would be to play it back to the right back, but if you can picture in the middle of the park and he just uses the outside of his foot to pass the ball infield, it just opens up the opposition so well. And it's clearly a skill that he's got.
A couple of early goals in the National League. Solihull 1, Tamworth 0. City go to Solihull at the back end of next month. And Wealdstone 0, Boreham Wood 1. Of course, City go to Boreham Wood next week. It is now. Week on Saturday.
Another tough place, Boreham Wood.
Very, together with Rochdale, Boreham Wood are the other danger side, I think, in this division. Batty then with a corner kick from this near side. Had an interesting chat with Stuart Maynard in the bar the other night about Dan Batty and his set-piece deliveries, and it comes headed away and challenged at the far stick. Back it comes to Gray. And Gray comes forward down the left. To Alex Newby it goes. Newby dinks it into the middle. Fagan Walcott wins the header. John Lewis back there. He sends it clear. Gets a lot of height on it, not too much distance. It's coming back though from York City. Fagan Walcott sends it forward. Nodded to the edge of the area to Banks from a Boston man. Now Stone stays on side on the right side, tries to pull it back into the box. It comes. Banks can't get enough of the ball there, and a Boston man then does clear long downfield. So I asked him, he was sat at the bar having a pint, and I said, can I just ask you a question? Dan Batty and his set piece deliveries from corner kicks, why have we not tried giving it to somebody else? Because they never seem to beat the first man, the two. Loopy, I don't remember scoring a goal actually from a set piece this season, and he completely disagreed. He thought they were all on the money. Down the left-hand side it comes. In it comes now from Kitchen to Newby. He's allowed to turn. Pierce, in fact, it was at the end. And he said it's a completely different technique that is needed from a set piece, from a dead ball delivery, than it is from a free kick, from a corner kick, than it is from a free kick. And that's why Alex Hunt takes those and Dan Batty takes the corner kicks.
Right, well, fair enough. If he's doing what the manager wants him to do, then, you know.
Have we scored from a corner kick this season? Directly, as in ball comes in, header won. I don't know. I don't know if we have. One, no. If anyone can think of one, get in touch.
I mean, when you think of the threat that Callum Howe possesses as well, he's not come close to one really.
Well, this was what we mentioned the other day. His delivery from crosses when the ball is moving, Dan Batty, is that? But for me, it's chalk and cheese from when he takes a corner, or it's a dead ball delivery he has to put in. City have it at the back. Fagan Walcott.
City just have to be a bit patient here. They started off very quickly. The goal hasn't come yet. They're being clever here. Just slow the game down a little bit, and then I imagine they'll go for the throat again at some point. Just getting the breath. Boston look worried. They're sat off. I mean, crikey, almost all 11 players are in their own half at this moment, while City are midway in theirs.
Banks on the right hand side goes back, tries to inject a little bit of pace with a sharp pass across to Callum Howe. Howe once more to Fagan Walcott. On the right hand side, he lifts it over the top looking for Stones. Stones wins the header, tries to feed Gray, doesn't find his man. They're struggling to clear their lines at times here at Boston. There's a few misplaced passes at the back and a few slice clearances. Picked up by Fagan Walcott once more now on this inside right. Down the line he gives it to Gray. Gray will turn back to Fagan Walcott. Now it's to Batty, and Batty tries to skip past his man and then loses possession. Maguire puts the tackle in and it goes into touch off Batty for a throw into Boston.
Yeah, it was a patient build-up by City, but unfortunately it was almost too patient because it allowed Boston to get the bodies back in numbers, and really City had nowhere to go when it landed at Dan Batty's feet.
Boston taking an age again over this throw-in. I have to thank Chris Forth again at York City South for sending me through a plethora of statistics looking ahead to this game. We'll try and drop them in throughout the game because there's some really good ones. Hooked over his shoulder by Carson for Boston. City going to win it back, and there's a late challenge there on Fagan Walcott. City start charging towards the referee, Pearce amongst them, to try and get Carson booked this time. The referee, never seen anyone as vigorously waving York City players away from them.
It was impressive. He saw it. He didn't need any influence from the City players. And do you know what? I think he might have got this right.
I think he's got it right.
Yeah.
I thought Fagan Walcott was going to try and make a meal of it.
Yeah,
the referee's now going looking for someone, though. It was Carson who put the challenge in. Is he going to have a word with him? I don't think he is. No, he doesn't know who it was. He's got his finger to his ear. The fourth official's talking to him.
Yeah.
Stuart Maynard's not happy about it. He's having a chat with the fourth official.
Just acquainting himself on a weekly basis with these fourth officials. Just gets to know them. Sure, he's just asking, "There's a good Christmas."
Here's one for you. Boston, did you know it's a two-club town? Of course you did. Talking of Boston, it's a two-club town. Matt Hocking's Wikipedia. Remember Matt Hocking, defender for York City?
Yes.
Not in a very successful era. In 2012, Hocking was appointed joint manager of Boston Town. Alongside, do you know who his assistant was?
Oh, give me a guess. Give me a clue.
Oh, you know him really, really well. Your memory's really good.
That era that wasn't very memorable.
A bloke called Ian Dunn.
Hey?
Chris Forth carries on to say the two left the club in October the following year. We'll come back onto that in a minute. Long ball forward from Batty from the free kick. Header won by Fagan Walcott. Boston are able to clear to the far side. Newby to Kitchen to Hunt on halfway. He gives it to Batty on this right hand side once more, who can come forward. Tries to play it down the line to Fagan Walcott in the penalty area. He holds it up, back to Batty for a first time cross if he wants it. Instead he lays it off to Banks. Banks thinks about putting the cross in. Now he does. It's a deep one to the back stick. There's no one there. It's going to go all the way across the far corner flag where it's going to be picked up by Newby. Newby on his right foot puts a cross in. Howe wins the header. Can't direct it towards goal. Stones does really well to keep it in play. The Boston defender asleep. Thought it was going dead. Banks now puts it into the middle. Headed off his goal line, the far side of the ground by a Boston man. And now they get it clear through John Lewis. City are picking up all the second balls in and around that penalty area. Newby. Hunt, they've still got all the big men forward here of City. Back it goes out wide left to Newby. Newby's trying to get it on his right foot. Now he comes across the face of the penalty area, then turns back and gives it to Kitchen for a first time cross. Not a great cross in from him this time. Headed clear back to halfway to Gray. So Boston Town, they're currently members of the United Counties League Premier Division North. That's level 9. The step below Clitheroe. They spent most of their recent years there. And Chris Forth finishes by saying, I suspect it wasn't our Ian, but a well-travelled lower league Lincolnshire-based manager.
Yes, well, it'll all be in the spelling of the Ian, I'm sure.
It is, if he spelt it correctly in the message, which I'm sure he has.
Yeah, City, they're doing well here. They're so far on top. They're just missing that goal at the moment. They're playing well.
About your level, though, Boston Town, isn't it?
Well, I was 35.
No, I'm into manager. Huntington Rovers, Boston Town.
Oh, yeah.
City have it at the back. Kitchen to Newby. 0-0 it remains. 18 minutes gone. Newby comes in field. Gives it to Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott can now come forward up towards the edge of the penalty area. Goes wide right to Banks. Banks, first touch lets him down. He almost runs out into touch, but he manages to just flick it off the heel of the defender and win York City the throw in instead. He has to go running to get the ball. There's no ball on the cone down there for the multi-ball. Someone's gone to sleep, one of the ball boys, and then no one went to get the ball there either, so Banks had to go racing down the line to get it.
Or maybe the ball's gone missing, David, like my coat.
Yes, which is now finally found.
Yes.
Tackle comes in on Newby. Is that going to go behind for a corner kick?
Yes.
I think it has. That'll be a second corner kick to York City.
Yeah, you just feel there's something building here. City have had so much of the ball, so much of the pressure. And that goal comes, this place will erupt. I think Boston can expect no more. The Boston's fans very quiet at the moment. I think they're feeling the pressure. They've seen a lot of the play up at their end.
So Batty, of course, comes across and gets ready to take it. On this right-hand side, hands on his hips, everyone else jostling around in the penalty area. The referee's got a good position at the edge of the box to see what's going on. Batty, deep, lofted to the far stick, headed clear once more by a Boston man. Kitchen trying to shepherd it and usher it out to play, but it's not going to reach the byline, so he has to play it back to Newby. Now to Hunt. City go back to halfway to Gray. Gray feeds it through to Newby, edge of the box. He's got a bit of space, Newby. Right to this right-hand side to Banks, forces him wide right. He can now put the cross in to the near stick, and it's a little flick with the heel from Fagan Walcott. Good play from Fagan Walcott and Banks. Just couldn't get enough power to force it past the goalkeeper, 0-0.
That would have been very Ollie Pearce. You remember Ollie Pearce's back flick?
Rochdale.
Yeah, that would have been very similar from Malachi there. Good football again from City.
John Lewis controls that on his chest and lays it off to Richards. Richards now to the right-hand side to Lavenier. Ball over the top, headed clear by Newby. Batty was a strong challenge, nothing given by the referee. Again, Richards this time throws himself to the ground. You hear the screams as well at the same time, and the referee just tells him to get up.
And he does. Just gets up, as if nothing happened. So where did that scream come from? Wow. No need at all.
Fagan Walcott on the right for City. He's held up by Maguire, but there's no one marking Hunt in the centre. He can now come forward, Alex Hunt. Gives it to Gray. Gray back to the defender's legs. Tackle comes in on Hunt. Into touch it goes. York City have a throw in 15 yards inside the Boston half. Crowd still waiting to get into full voice, I would suggest, this afternoon. We approach the halfway point of this first half, still goalless. But City have come as close as you possibly can do on a couple of occasions to taking the lead. Howe at the back.
It just feels like one of them games you're waiting for that goal to come. 20 minutes in, Boston will be probably quite happy it's still 0-0, to be honest, the way City have started.
Kitchen to the left-hand side to Newby. First time ball around the corner. Sorry, it was Pearce, wasn't it? Over that far. So they keep interchanging. I keep getting the wrong player. It goes all the way through to the goalkeeper.
Just as well all his dad's here and not listening in from home.
I'm sure you'll tell him afterwards. Barrett clears after taking a few seconds too long, according to the gentleman behind us with the ball in his hands. Boston have it at the back. Gallagher. Now it's lifted forward, looking for John Lewis. Howe beats him in the air. In fact, John Lewis didn't even get off the ground. Cleared again by Callum Howe, and it goes forward into the centre circle to Josh Stones. Stones to Gray. Gray down the line. He's asked a lot though, Josh Stones there. Defender gets across but only gives it straight back to Gray, and he's on his backside. Gray comes forward, edge of the box. He's been pulled back at the edge of the area. Tries to feed it through to Stones. The referee will get the free kick and he'll get the yellow card out for the defender. Yeah,
and do you know what? That's brilliant. Gray didn't go sprawling to the ground claiming a free kick. He wanted to carry on. But to have the faith in the referee to have spotted the foul in the first place is brilliant refereeing for me.
No, I agree. Done well there as the ref. I think it's Carson, who could have been booked earlier on. They got the yellow.
And City fans desperate for a goal, David.
Yeah, they certainly are.
Just look around the stadium, it's great, isn't it? Every seat taken, almost. Looks the part today.
So it does, yeah. Carson it was that got the yellow card, number 15. It's a free kick that Batty's over, so too is Hunt. level the edge of this right-hand side of the penalty area. Probably about 10 yards before you get there.
Look at the space. The keeper's leaving it. He's near post.
Everyone's in a line. The edge of the box is a really, really high line. So they'll swing it in. Will Batty. In it comes now. It's a deep one. It's too deep. And it goes out for a throw-in. Disappointing once more from Dan Batty and his set-piece deliveries.
I'm saying nothing.
You can agree that's disappointing.
That was poor. Yeah, too much on it. Just got it wrong, didn't he? Dan Batty there. But you're right, isn't it? When in open play, his delivery is just
pinpoint,
exquisite. Yeah, it's superb, and it is a different technique, I suppose. You know, taking it off the emotionless ball.
John Lewis back out helping in midfield there as he gets the ball and lays it off back to the back. Ball bounces on the far side and Callum Howe wins the header. Nice little flick from Pearce, trying to find Newby. Defender comes across and puts it into touch once more. Still goalless. 24 minutes gone. BBC Radio York. So City next in action. Lots of sport across the festive period, really. Harrogate Town next in action after today. On Monday night, they travel to Accrington, so we'll bring you commentary of that. We're on air from 6. Kick-off, I think, is at the usual time of 7:45. City then on Tuesday night at Altrincham. Harrogate Town then play New Year's Day. And City are back in action on the 3rd of January, so no New Year's fixture for York City this season. Howe to Kitchen. Back it goes to Callum Howe. There's a hush descends once more on the LNER.
Yeah, the lads can enjoy their New Year's Eve for the first time in a few years.
There's enjoy and there's enjoy to your levels, Ian.
Oh, on soft drinks, of course.
We've got another present today, haven't we? What have we got down there?
We have. Thank you very much to Nick, who's. I've opened it. Do you want to know what it is?
Of course.
It's a box of Lindt chocolates.
We've done well.
The other chocolates are available, but that's a very nice brand of chocolate to have.
Maguire tries lifting that over the top and just shepherded off there as the Boston man by Kitchen as he throws himself to ground in the penalty area. Dylan Hill, the referee again, waves away the appeals. Yeah, big thank you to Nick. Merry Christmas.
We'll divvy them out at the end of the game, David. Do you like dark or milk?
Milk is always better than dark chocolate.
Oh, the darks. I like to look after my figure, you know.
Fagan Walcott at the back for City then. Plays it long, inside right, looking for Stones. Headed clear by Lancashire. Not well cleared though by the away team. Been struggling for form in recent weeks. Down in 17th place currently in the National League. Well, you'd expect them to be, I think. Everyone wrote them off last season, didn't they, when they were dead and buried. What, 2/3 of the way through the season, then they went on an amazing run to stave off relegation. Did Boston. Howe at the back. The crowd now trying to get involved, trying to push these York City players forward to the opening goal.
Yeah, you can probably sense it. He needs that goal for City. It was a great start. They've been under no real pressure from Boston whatsoever, so it's down to what York can do.
Howe long ball down the middle, looking for Pearce. Allowed to bounce by Boston. Cleared. Batty tries to hook his leg round Sloggett. He can't manage to do so. They have it in midfield now to the team in amber. Hill lays it off to the right hand side to Gallagher once more. Now infield it comes to Richards. Virtual ever present Jordan Richardson signed from Notts County 3 years ago. Ball down the line. You're asking an awful lot there of John Lewis to come across though and get the better of Fagan Walcott, and he doesn't do so. Hunt to the left hand side to Kitchen. Back to Alex. It'd be like a home game this for Lionel John Lewis. It's a bit closer to get here to York from where he lives than it is to get down to Boston every week. Someone was telling me he did joke when he was talking to them. He didn't realise how far Boston away was.
No, it's not how far. It's the trek together, isn't it?
Yeah.
Most awkward place in the air. England.
Batty.
Lovely place.
On the left, the York City substitutes out warming up. You can hear the ripple of applause in the background. Howe to this right hand side to Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott. Watched on by both Julian and Matt Ugler today. Fagan Walcott gets past the man like a winger here. Down to the byline. He goes, cross into the box. Little flick. Attempted flick by Stones, and again cleared from inside the 6-yard box by the defender. Peels for handball, nothing given by the referee, and Boston clear as far as Batty, who puts it into touch for a Boston throw halfway inside their own half. It stays 0-0.
Great run from Fagan Walcott. Again, that's our centre-back making runs from deep, like a winger. I think you said he looks like a winger. He looked like a winger going past the Boston defence there. And the cross was a good cross as well. What a threat he is.
Again, they're taking ages over these throw-ins of Boston. Any time, please.
Yeah,
Come on, referee, you got to go on there. The Maynard's clapping his hands at the edge of his technical area.
Trying the best to disrupt us, David.
Down the line, Fagan Walcott again gets the better of that challenge. He's going to get a second opportunity to clear as he comes forward into midfield and decides to go all the way back to his goalkeeper Harrison Mayle, who's not had anything to do so far. Across the left hand side it goes. Newby's come deep to pick up the ball. Oh, skips past his man really easily. Now to Hunt. That's a bit sloppy though from Alex Newby. Stones is going to try and make something of it. He can't do. And the Amber shirts have it once more. Am I right going with Amber? You happy with Amber?
Yeah, I'd give you Amber or English mustard.
I'm still trying to find someone who knows about sherbet orange, but there we go.
Didn't I prove it to you last week? I got a text in sherbet oranges.
I don't know.
Yeah, very tasty. Hurt your tongue if you suck them.
Banks.
Oh, what a ball, is it?
Long ball over the top.
What a ball.
Stones has just dropped off his men and brought it down. Stones has Pearce in front of him. Stones to the edge of the penalty area. Goes left hand side. Newby dinks it into the middle. Can't beat the first man though. Headed cleared by Crowther. Only as far as Newby once more. Coming to the box again from that left hand side. Now gets it on his right foot. Dinks the cross in once more. Can't beat the first man. And Boston will get on the loose ball and clear forward to John Lewis. He gives it to Maguire. Maguire's got no one at all in front of him here. He's trying to have to take on the Yorkshire defence by himself. Now he goes it back to John Lewis, and John Lewis's touch completely lets him down. I think that's one thing that has disappeared out of John Lewis's game in the last 3 or 4 years, is his first touch.
Yeah.
Banks can come forward now with a ponytail flowing behind him. Batty. 0-0. Bring you some more scores in a second. Batty forward to Stones, who slips. Picked up by Gallagher at the back for the away team. He gives it to Lancashire and he plays it off down the line to Carson. Now Maguire turns his man. Tries to put a cross in, looking for John Lewis. Takes a little nick. Howe has to deal with it. Give it back to Harrison Mayle. Mayle on the edge of his 6-yard box down the left hand side, clears long downfield.
It does feel a bit quiet, David, doesn't it? Like Boston have come to sort of quieten the crowd down, probably disrupt the play, slow it all down. It seems to be working at the moment.
City have at the back. Let's go through to the latest scores then. Forest Green trailing at Brackley by 1-0.
Wow. Oh,
that's nice from Banks on the slide as he slips and gives it to Gray, who's in around the back now on this right hand side from inside his own half. Joe Gray up towards the edge of the penalty area. Can he pick out a red shirt into the middle? Pearce's touch isn't great. Allows the defender to get back, and Boston will now clear. But that's poor as well from Boston to give it back to Newby. Back out wide left it goes to Pearce. Pearce, no one's closing him down. Poor cross in though from Ollie Pearce. Poor clearance from Boston. Both sides giving away possession cheaply. Back out wide left it goes to Pearce once more. He'll drive at his man into the box. Pearce on his right foot. They still haven't stopped him. Pearce tries to jink his way through. Newby then out to Kitchen to put a cross in. Kitchen, deep cross. Looking for Banks, who wins ahead at the back post. The defender made something of that. Felt any slight bit of contact, just fell to ground theatrically, and the referee bars it in front of the Boston fans. So Brackley 1, Forest Green 0 is the latest score. Solihull 3, Tamworth 1, all happening in that local derby. Truro lead Yeovil by 1-0, and Bournemouth are 2 up now at Wealdstone. All the other games are goalless in the National League.
Exciting afternoon for goals.
Michael Nottingham it was that got that Brackley goal. He got one of the goals just over a month ago when we were at St James Park.
Yeah, it's the lad that was at Salford, wasn't he, in the class of 92?
The documentary.
Yeah.
Cleared then by Barrett. 33 minutes gone here, still 0-0. Batty, heads clear. Bit of head tennis now. Fagan Walcott, was a big push on the back of him from John Lewis. The referee gives York the decision. Big smile on his face. The referee is enjoying his Boxing Day afternoon.
Rightly so. I think he's done well so far, the referee.
He's not done many games this year. I don't know if he's been injured. I think this is only his 3rd or 4th game from memory when I looked back at his stats for this season. So City have it with Fagan Walcott from the free kick on halfway. Howe, and he goes back to Harrison Mill. Yeah, it's only his 4th game of the season for the referee. All in the National League. Morecambe won Halifax 2 back in September. Carlisle beat Halifax 2-0 on the 4th of November. And then a few days later, Gateshead 0, Solihull 2. So he's not been in action since the 8th of November.
Wow. Hamstring?
I imagine it's got to be some sort of injury, isn't it? Illness or injury that's prevented him from taking to the field. But he's done all right so far. Newby on the left-hand side for York City on halfway. Hunt comes forward. He also doesn't get his yellow card very often. He's booked one player from each side in the opening stages here. There's only 4 yellow cards before today in those 3 games. Banks forced back to Fagan Walcott. Tackle comes in and Fagan Walcott. Throwing given to York City. Coughlin don't like it. Taken quickly to Banks. I thought it was probably a Boston throw-in as well. It's one of those blocked tackles. Oh, Boston man's thrown himself to the ground again, now holding his head to get play stopped. This is poor from Boston.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They've come with a tactic, and it's to try and disrupt any flow that York City might have in this match. And it's something City going to have to overcome. It'll not be they've worked with the first team, they worked with the last. They come and try and slow us down. You've got to work a way out. This is why you need that early goal, that first goal, and put the opposition under pressure.
I think, is it Carson again, the man who got booked earlier on? And everyone else is coming across for a drink. This is planned, I would have thought. Here's the technical timeout that frustrates the life out of everybody. Referee, the ball tucked under his arm. It is Carson, but he's had treatment, so he's going to have to go off. So they're going to go down to 10 for 30 seconds here. There's another Boston player now gone down as well on the edge of his areas. Is he just changing his boots? Oh, he is, isn't he? He's taking a boot off as one of the centre-backs. That's Lancashire on the edge of his penalty area. He's now put that back on. It remains 0-0. 10 minutes to go until the break.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Is it number 15? It is.
Yeah, it's Carson.
Matty Carson. He's fine. Is he claiming that maybe Banks caught him with an arm or something? Maybe as Banks had possession of the ball. But I think Carson's probably as guilty of anything there, because he was holding on to Banks.
Football in a library, sing the Boston supporters. It is pretty quiet still.
Yeah.
At the minute. This will be an uncontested drop ball then for York City. 10 yards inside the Boston half. The away team down to 10 men for 30 seconds.
Yeah, it feels like one of them games, something's going to happen to spark the crowd off, where it's a thumping challenge, a goal or a thumping challenge, just to get that, that bite into the
City have at the back
atmosphere.
With Batty at walking pace. Now he tries to up it a little bit, gives it to Fagan Walcott on this right hand side. Fagan Walcott comes in field to Hunt to the left to Newby. City not really taking advantage of the extra man at the minute, just knocking it around at the back. Hunt. Boston, everyone back behind the ball, feeds it through down to Banks. Banks now grazing the right hand side, he can have a shot at goal, pulls into the middle, tapped in the middle, there he is. They can't stop Holly. He's on the score sheet again with a tap in from 2 yards. The ball pulled in from the right hand side. Boston's time wasting, cheating some would say. The man comes off, there was nothing wrong with him. It's cost them. They only had 10 men. Ollie Pearce takes advantage. York 1, Boston 0.
Yeah, do you know what? Boston deserve that, City deserve it. That's the bottom line. And there's that man again, best striker in the league by a streak, Ollie Pearce, on hand. And do you know what? He'll love that. The tap in from 3 or 4 yards. They're the goals he comes alive in. That's his domain. That's where he scores his goals. And that's a fantastic goal for York City. Great move. Malachi Fagan Walcott, was it Newby that put the ball in? Joe Gray?
Joe Gray down this right-hand
Joe
side.
Gray down this right-hand side. It's a perfect cross in, and Ollie Pearce, there he is. There's the main man, right on cue to put the ball in the back of the net. City deserved this lead. And Boston might just be regretting slowing, I think you call it cheating, slowing the game down at every opportunity they possibly could
cheating's
get.
probably a bit too harsh, but there was nothing wrong with him, was there?
Tactic, yeah, they're trying to disrupt the atmosphere of York City, the flow of football, and it's cost them this time.
Another record for Ollie Pearce, his 20th league goal. I know it's his 21st this season after scoring in the trophy defeat on penalties at Clitheroe. His 20th league goal of the season. It's the earliest any York City player has ever scored 20 league goals in a season, beating Arthur Bottom's 1954 record by 1 day.
Wow. So it's when the day of the fixtures has come into hand, yeah. Oh, he's been superb, Ollie Pearce. He's just, you mustn't take him for granted. You know, you just expect him to score goals, and he does so regularly. 20 league goals on Boxing Day? It's just, frightening. What a player, what a striker. We're lucky to have him.
Yeah, the game management, should we call it that, from Boston may have to change now.
Game management will definitely have to change from Boston. I think they'll want to hang on till half-time here, but have they got any real ambitions to go on and win the game? I don't know if they've got it in them or not, because they know that if they open up any more, City could take them to the cleaners.
Banks cleared by Boston. Howe in midfield. Boston Billy slips and Kitchen picks it up. Kitchen drives forward. Mark Kitchen up towards the edge of the area. He's got Newby out wide. Gives it to Pearce instead. And Pearce takes on the curling shot from the edge of the penalty area. Gets right under it. And he goes into the stand behind the goal.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that he should have put the ball into the box. He's a striker. He's in form. He expects to score every time he shoots. He can't score every goal. That was a half-decent chance. The Kitchen, superb run from deep. What a player he's been as well. But, talk of signings. What a signing he has been. 14
in 12 games in League and Cup now for Ollie Pearce. This goal, we're top of the league. Seeing the York City fans behind the goal to our left-hand side, because with Rochdale drawing, Forest Green losing, Carlisle drawing. Last time I looked, York City are currently top of the National League.
Nice to see. Oh, that could have been nasty on
Gray. I think that's just a fair challenge of the ball there between Maguire and Gray. Both catch each other's feet. Maguire's got up now. Gray's still on the floor. Maguire's sort of looking as if say, what's the matter with him? What happened there?
I think Joe Gray's either kicked the bottom of Maguire's foot.
I think that's what happened.
And you see these modern day boots, there's no protection on the top of them, and on the bottom of them they're moulded plastic, so it's going to be sore if it hits the top of your foot.
Well, he's given York City the free kick.
Yeah.
Gray is just hobbling away. John Lewis is saying, we can hear from here saying, that's our ball. Why is that not our ball to the referee?
Oh.
But he's giving it to York. In fact, the referee just threw it down behind everyone. No one was expecting it. John Lewis is almost the first to react. The referee can't do that.
Well, he
looked one way and just threw it behind him.
He almost waited for everyone to relax and then just put the ball back in play.
But he just threw it behind him slyly, did the referee. I've never seen that before. That was cheeky.
Yeah.
Fagan Walcott comes forward for City. Over the top, almost finds Stones. Defender gets there first. Cleared as far as Hunt. Now it's Batty in the centre circle. City 1, Boston United 0. 3.5 minutes plus injury time to go till half time. Kitchen forward to Stones. Tries to lay it off back into the path of Kitchen. Hits his standing leg, but he does well to recycle it instead to Batty. Now it's to Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott on this right hand side. Gray round the corner to Banks. Banks has been instrumental in this first half. Some of his passing on this right hand side in his link up play. Now it's a throw in to York City on halfway. The fourth official just ensuring that York City don't steal any yardage, which they don't. Fagan Walcott goes back to Howe. Again to Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott, ball over the top, looking for Stones, trying to turn the defence, missed by the defender. Stones is through on goal, edge of the area, has to bring it under control. Left-footed, takes on the shot, goalkeeper dives to his right, saves it, only as far as Banks, he can't get the ball out of his feet. Stones now, good save by the goalkeeper at his near post.
Half a chance.
Big chance.
If that had been on John Stones' right foot, I think they took it on straight away. He didn't. He needed to get that second touch, but it still ended up on his left foot. He got his shot off, of course, but just a bit unlucky there, maybe, Josh Stones.
City could easily have 5 today already in this first half.
Yeah. It's been and chances.
Complete dominance virtually.
Yeah.
They've hardly been in the York half, Boston.
No.
Hunt sends it forward. Stones is going to have to get on his bike again.
I like this way the City playing those. They do a lot of the keeping the ball in and around their own half, but then they've got that ability to turn teams. Hunt, Malachi, Gray, Batty, they turn teams and teams.
Well, I said they were passing it content not to take advantage of the 10 men, but then one ball and they were cut through them.
Breaks through, It's just that element of surprise. The mixture, the way that City can mix it up is, the opposition teams mustn't know what's coming at them at times.
Throw into York, far side of the field, directly opposite where we sit in the east stand. That's 15 yards inside the half that York City is defending in this first half. Across it goes to Fagan Walcott on the edge of his area. Brings it down really nicely and then drives forward into midfield. Gets past 2 men. Sloggett tried to take him out there. Fagan Walcott got past him but lost control of the ball, and it goes all the way through to Barrett in goal for Boston.
It didn't come off for him that time, Malachi, but the way he just almost dreams forward, doesn't he, with the ball? It just drifts in, and again another threat from somewhere you wouldn't expect, from deep in your own, position, the opposition centre back running at you in the way he does.
To Banks, back again it goes to Fagan Walcott. Batty, Fagan Walcott, Howe on the edge of his D to Hunt. Hunt comes forward, dinks it over the top. That's a poor ball forward though from Alex Hunt. Defender has to turn and gives it to Crowther. Crowther then into midfield to Sloggett. Sloggett, good tackle coming back from Pearce, and City win the ball back. Brilliant from Ollie Pearce. Might have hurt himself actually down there in the centre circle, but he's up on his feet. And Howe has it. Fagan Walcott. Back once more to Batty. Batty around the corner to Howe. To the left hand side to Kitchen. Here comes the board. We've played the 45. Should be a 3 or 4, I would have thought at least. Just the 3. Well, there's that long stoppage. Gray's been clattered again there. Allows play to go on. City had possession, and then he brings it back as City lose advantage.
Yeah, do you know that's really good refereeing again though? He's given the chance for giving York City the advantage.
Batty takes a quick free kick. Sloggett tries to stand over the ball to Banks. Into the edge of the area. Stones, his touch just let him down again down the edge of the area. And Boston will come away with it. So 3 minutes goes up on the board. Yeah, the referee's been good. His timekeeping there could have been a bit better, I think. But apart from that, he's been pretty good as the referee. Fagan Walcott under pressure from Maguire.
He just hasn't allowed himself to be conned, does he? The referee.
No.
And in a game like this, that's so important.
Mail to the left hand side to Kitchen. Kitchen skips infield past his man and tries to set up another attack to Gray in the centre circle, who's been good again, I think, here today for York City. Gray turns, lays it off to Fagan Walcott to come over halfway. Down the right hand side is the right winger again, edge of the area looking for Banks. Hits the heels of the defender, but Banks will pick it up. Now he'll try and put a cross in, comes back out to Gray. Gray to Banks on the right hand side. Banks goes infield to Batty. We've played 1 minute of the additional 3. Hunt, no one's marking him, so he's got time to turn if he wants. Instead he goes back to the former Chesterfield man Ollie Banks, and he spreads it all the way across the far side of the field just behind Newby. He retrieves. Newby will now run at his defender up towards the edge of the box, comes across the face of the box, lays it off back to Kitchen. Kitchen back to Newby. Newby in front of the West Stand overflow, comes back in field, gives it back to Kitchen. Kitchen will put the cross in. It's a deep one, doesn't look great. Into the box it goes, and the goalkeeper is able to come and gather 1-0 City lead. And a huge thank you to the wife of one of the club directors, Alistair Smith, who's just been and brought me a hot drink.
Yeah, as you well.
Thank you, Wendy. I know she didn't bring you on, Ian, so everyone, you can only have one favourite, can't
you? Yeah, we had a conversation. I did inform her I don't drink hot drinks. So
you do, yes. Maguire, the Boston edge of the area. Cross comes in, hits the face there of Gray. He clears and it hits Banks. 40 seconds to go to Stones. York City got everyone back in their own half though. They need to try and get this forward. Stones gives it to Gray. Gray goes back to Banks. Banks once more to Fagan Walcott. Walking pace now, City at the back, knowing that the referee is going to blow his whistle in 20 seconds time. Banks, Stones makes the run forward, gets it to Gray. Gray's tackled, and that'll be a free kick and a chance for York City if they want to to try and get this ball forward, knowing it's the last action of the half.
Well, you expect it to be launched in there. Callum Howe drifting forward. Malachi, all the big guys going forward. Put it in there, see what we can do.
We're over the 3 minutes now. I imagine if it gets cleared, the referee will blow, but he'll probably let this phase of play out. Sabati, what can you do with this dead ball delivery?
It's nice.
Diagonal ball. Free header clear. As far as Hunter takes on the shot. Goalkeeper smothers it. Drops it. Pulled across goal. Tap in Fagan Walcott, who's offside. The goal won't count, but again, the keeper isn't holding on to anything.
No.
And that's half-time. City lead by 1-0, thanks to Ollie Pearce's 20th league goal, his 21st of the season, Ian Dunn.
Yeah, good performance from City. From the first minute really until the 48th, 49th minute, City been on top. They've created chance after chance. The keeper looks dodgy at times for Boston. So yeah, I think City will be very happy with their work so far. But job is only halfway done, David. They know they've got to come out in the second half and do it all again.
I think he was offside.
Just.
I think it's Fagan Walcott, not Pearce. Yeah. I think it's the correct decision. Anyway, City have the lead. That's the main thing. Half-time here at the LNER Community Stadium. York City 1, Boston United 0.
Hi, this is Ollie Murs. Join me on Monday the 29th of December. I'll be meeting some of the amazing finalists from this year's BBC Make a Difference Awards.
Oh, I do love my family. Even like the award, I thought, I can't believe it. You know, no one's going to believe it.
They'll be so proud. There'll be one big party in your house.
I'm just really, really grateful. I can't believe I'm meeting Ollie Murs.
This is the Christmas present that you always dreamt of. It's the real Ollie Murs.
Sabrina, honestly, what an amazing woman you are. The fact that you volunteer for all these amazing things and you help so many people.
Make a Difference heroes, meet Ollie Murs.
Join me on Monday the 29th of December.
Every game live and getting you closer to your club.
BBC Radio York Sport.
BBC Radio York Sport, Pete Spencer taking you through half-time here. Second half commentary to come on BBC Radio York of York City against Boston United. So far, so good for Stuart Maynard's men. 1-0 up. Joe Gray finding Ollie Pearce for a tap-in as Boston had a man off the field for receiving treatment. 20 league goals now for Ollie Pearce, 21 in all competitions. Half-time in Salford, also at the Peninsula Stadium between Salford City and Harrogate Town. What news, Tim Steer?
Half-time score is Salford City 0, Harrogate Town 0, and what's been a pretty even first half of football between the two teams, with Salford 6 in the table before kick-off and Harrogate, of course, in the relegation zone. But even though Salford have had more of the possession, there hasn't really been much in it in terms of chances on goal. Salford with a couple of efforts, but routine saves really for James Belshaw down his throat. But Harrogate Town have had the better chances. Anthony O'Connor had a header from a corner at the far post, 6 yards out, unmarked, just looped over the bar. Really should have done better with that one. That Reece Smith, who's had a fantastic game for Harrogate Town, down the left-hand side, getting across, which took a deflection and was actually heading for the top corner, but Matty Young pulled off a brilliant save in the Salford City goal to palm that ball away. As I say, Reece Smith has looked really threatening, probably the best player for Harrogate Town so far this afternoon. Tom Curzons has tried hard, looked lively. He's had one opportunity where he dispossessed Alowu, got to about 25 yards from goal, and maybe a confident striker would have tried to lob it over the keeper, but it was a weak side-footed effort in the end. Kellyan Mai has been the key man for Salford City, but Zico Asare has kept him really quiet down that left-hand side. It's been a good game from the Harrogate Town defender in that regard, but it wouldn't be Harrogate Town without an injury. Tom Bradbury sat down just before half-time and has had to come off. Warren Burrell, the club captain, coming on to replacing him and will take the armband for the second half. Of course, we'll get a chat with manager Simon Weaver afterwards on what that is, because Tom Bradbury, first start for him in the league since October, was looking good in the back three with Carl Jameson and Anthony O'Connor, but he went up for a high cross, came down, and I think he must have landed funny because he stayed sat down and has had to go off in the end. So if he is going to be out injured off the back of that, that would be injury number 12 for Harrogate Town. But at the moment, 45 minutes in, a decent first half performance, as I say, very much even and an open game for Harrogate Town, but the scoreline is Salford City 0, Harrogate Town 0.
Thank you very much, Tim Steer, there at the Peninsula Stadium in Salford. And Harrogate Town just with no luck at the moment when it comes to injuries. We'll run you through the half-time scores shortly. Elsewhere, further down the footballing pyramid today, in the early kick-off in the Northern League, the league leaders Gisborough Town beat North Allerton Town by 2-1, while tomorrow in the Northern Counties East League Premier Division, it's Beverley Town against Pickering Town. That's a 1:30 kick-off. Then at 3 o'clock tomorrow, there's a North Yorkshire derby as Knaresborough Town host Tadcaster Albion. In Division 1, Harrogate Railway welcome Ilkley Town to Station View, and Selby Town are in Doncaster to play Armthorpe Welfare as well. As ever, you can get in touch with the programme. Your opinions and messages are always welcome to us. You can text us on 81333, start your message with York. On WhatsApp, we're on 08000, or you can tweet us at BBC York Sport, and we'll read and react to your comments as we go throughout the afternoon. Right, let's get a bit of reaction from our early kickoff in the lunchtime kickoff between Scarborough Athletic and Darlington. Scarborough Athletic dropped to 7th in the National League North after that 1-0 defeat at home to Darlington. Striker Rio Allen had to leave the field after an injury, and goalkeeper Ryan Whitley also looks to have picked up an injury but ended up seeing out the game. Well, after the match, the manager Jonathan Greening spoke to James Fletcher.
Jonathan, your assessment of today?
Yeah, listen, obviously disappointed to lose the game. I think it was always going to come down to one goal and probably a set play, and they got it. I think we switched off near post corner. They take the guy who was supposed to be marking the space out, put it in a really good area. It's a really good corner, to be fair, and they've obviously worked on it. They get across the front post and they glance an header, and they go 1-0 up. I think before that it was a really even game on a really difficult pitch to play on, and I think if that hadn't gone in and it goes to half time at 0-0, probably would have been a fair result at half time. Second half, I think we played a little bit better, on the pitch. Thought Greeny caused them more problems. We got a couple of injuries again, but we didn't really make the keeper make any saves. But we were better on the ball. We got the ball into better areas, but we didn't really, test their keeper too much. But listen, I think we've got 6 or 7 probably players out. Keys is suspended. Probably 6 or 7 of them in my starting 11 most weeks. So we always knew it was going to be a difficult game. We've got players playing, with injuries as well. We've lost Rio today to looks like a hamstring. Witts is struggling with his groin. Benno's struggling with his hamstring at half time. It's just where we are at the moment. It's difficult for the players because you look at all the people who were unfit in the changing room before the game, and it's probably 3/4 of our team. So we still wanted to put a good performance on for the fans, and playing at home. We battled, we tried, but we probably didn't deserve to get a win. But I think probably a draw might have been a fair result. Maybe we left ourselves open a little bit second half because we were going for it a little bit to try and get the equaliser, but it was just one of those games, I think, where whoever scores the first goal and probably from a set play wins the game. And fair play to Darlow, they've worked on a really good corner and they caught us off guard.
Do you think, I think it was Duckworth, wasn't it, who peeled away? Do you think a man of his experience could have seen that coming, or do you think perhaps should have been some communication in the box to fill that space? Yeah,
I think a bit of both. I think Ducky's a very experienced player, good player. He's obviously seen the run, he's gone or what. I didn't know it was Ducky actually, but but then after that, it's communication, someone filling the space, staying with a man, trying to put the guy off who gets the free header. Loads of things after that, you know what I mean, but we, before that there was nothing really in the game. They've had a couple of hard chances with Maine, who's a real handful at this level. Sharp, I thought Noah defended him really, really well today. I thought he was outstanding today, Noah. And even before the game, we had one centre half fit. Noah's not a centre half, Ducky's not a centre half. We had Wally playing on the opposite side, Dom Tier obviously filling in, trying to play the same shape as we did the game before, which worked. But Dom Tier is not a wing back, and Wally's prefers the right hand side to the left hand side. So we were just filling holes in really everywhere, and we knew it was going to be a difficult game. We knew how they like to play, and the first goals killed us, and we couldn't really get back into the game. But the lads gave their all. They tried their hardest. They never gave in, and they kept going to the final minute. But like you said before, we didn't really test the keeper.
You reference injuries. Rio, we've already mentioned about a hamstring. He was grimacing on this side. From first viewing and from what he said to you, How severe does it seem?
Yeah, I don't know. You never really know. He just felt it when he tried to get the ball, and he said it just went straight away. But hamstrings can be really funny. But what I would say is young. When you're that young, you heal quite quick, and it might just be a little bit of maybe a spasm or something like that. So we'll have a look at him in the next day or two. We should know more. But listen, if it's a proper hamstring, it's probably 4 to 6 weeks. But fingers crossed it won't be that bad. Like I say, he's young and healthy, so hopefully it's just one of those twinges. But we've got Witts as well. He's carrying a tight groin, and there's quite a few who have been playing injured as well. So listen, fair play to him for giving it a go, because I think if we'd have had 2 or 3 pull out, we probably wouldn't be able to field his team. So big credit to the players as well. They showed up today, they did their all. It wasn't good enough. We lost to a set piece goal, and we just couldn't get back in game.
That is the Scarborough Athletic manager, Jonathan Greeny. That full interview and preview of the Sea Dogs' next game against Spennymoor Town is available online now. Just go to the BBC Sound Scarborough Athletic Club feed page, subscribe, and you won't miss an interview with the Scarborough Athletic manager or any of the players that we end up speaking to. It's just gone 4 o'clock. Let's get a check on the roads, where there are emergency repairs. So there's one lane closed at the moment on the M62 going east at junction 34. That's the Selby turning. Looking at the public transport network, it's a very limited service on Boxing Day. No service on Grand Central trains at King's Cross. Likewise on LNER Railway at King's Cross. That's affecting services across the network. Some roadworks to look out for as well. Temporary lights at the village at Strensall because of electricity work. In Harrogate, traffic is taking turns on Borridge Road for electricity works. That's at Teasle Grove. There are temporary lights on the A61 Carlton Road between the Busby Stoop and the Carlton Minute because of water main work. And water main work has also closed Campy Lane in Melbourne from Hillview to Ash Lane. That's your travel news for North Yorkshire. Don't forget, if you see a problem out and about on the roads and it's safe and legal to do so, you can let us know about it by calling 0800 111 48 49. BBC Radio York Sport. We're due to split our frequencies very shortly here on BBC Radio York. The players, I believe, are coming out shortly. I think they're coming out now for Harrogate Town. So you've got a choice of listening with us this afternoon here on BBC Radio York. If you want to hear Harrogate Town away at Salford City, you can join Tim Steer and your expert summariser Paul Bolland on DAB Digital Radio. If you want York City against Boston United, you can join David Ward and the former York City striker Ian Dunn on FM and BBC Sound. So that is your choice of listening here on BBC Radio York. It's Make Your Mind Up time.
Every game live and getting you closer to your club.
BBC Radio York Sport.
So there are a couple of minutes to go until we're ready to get back underway at the LNER Community Stadium. The Harrogate, if you're looking for Harrogate Town away at Salford City, you'll find that on DAB Digital Radio. Let's take the opportunity while we wait for the second half at the LNER just to run you through some of these scores in the National League as things stand. It is currently at half-time. Brackley Town 1, Forest Green Rovers 0, Braintree 0, Southend United 0, Eastleigh 0, Woking 0, Gateshead 0, Carlisle United 1, FC Halifax Town 0, Altrincham 0. Altrincham, of course, are York City's next opponents on Tuesday the 30th of December. Hartlepool United 0, Scunthorpe United 0, Morecambe 0, Rochdale 1. Rochdale, that means they remain top at the moment of the National League. Solihull Moors 4, Tamworth 1, Sutton United 0, Aldershot Town 0, Truro City 1, Yeovil Town 0, Wealdstone 0, Borehamwood 2. And in our featured game on FM and BBC Sounds, currently York City 1, Boston United 0. There is one game today in the Premier League, being Boxing Day. Manchester United against Newcastle United gets underway at 8 o'clock. There were 2 games earlier today in the Championship. Birmingham City 1, Derby County 1 is the full-time score in the Championship. Millwall 0, Ipswich Town 0. Coventry City 1, Swansea City 0 is into the second half. Leicester City 1, Watford 1. Middlesbrough 0, Blackburn Rovers 0. Norwich City 0, Charlton Athletic 0, Oxford United 1, Southampton 1, Portsmouth 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Hull City 1, Stoke City 0, Preston North End 0, West Bromwich Albion 0, Bristol City 2, and in the late kickoff in the Championship, Wrexham are hosting Sheffield United at 5:30. Quickly run you through the scores in League One. AFC Wimbledon 0, Stevenage 0, Barnsley 2, Mansfield Town 1, Blackpool 1, Doncaster Rovers 0, Bolton Wanderers 1, Rotherham United 0, Bradford City 1, Wigan 0, Burton Albion 4, Northampton Town 1, Cardiff City 0, Exeter City 0, Huddersfield Town 3, Port Vale 0, Luton Town 2, Wycombe Wanderers 0, Peterborough United 0, Leyton Orient 0, Plymouth Argyle 0, Reading 3, and Stockport County 0, Lincoln City 1. So the latest scores in League 2 we will bring you later. They are ready to get back underway at the LNER Community Stadium. We'll return you to your commentary team of David Ward and Ian Dunn on FM and BBC Sounds.
Thank you, Pete. And the visitors here are making a change at the break. I think that was 15 that's just been lofted up in front of us here. Matty Carson, the man who got booked in that first half for the away team, he has come off, and I'm unsure who it is. It's come on at the minute. We'll let you know in just a second who that is. York City, just as they were. The first half's a male Kitchen, Howe, Fagan, Walcott, Newby, Batty, Hunt, Gray, Pearce, Banks. The goal scorer, of course, Pearce. And Stones up front. And it is Connor Teal that comes on, centre-back, ordinarily a centre-back, who comes on in place of Carson. So left-sided defender has been playing as left wing-back today, has been replaced by a centre-back. It's the away team who come forward on the right-hand side, up towards the edge of the York City penalty area, and it comes now into the box, headed clear by Banks, who's back out there. In fact, it's Howe, I think it is Howe who clears. Pearce goes to ground the edge of the area, looking for a free kick. The referee gives nothing. And then Newby tries to clear it, hits the back of the Boston player and will go behind, and that'll be a York City goal kick. 45 seconds gone in this second half. City leading by a goal to nil, thanks to Ollie Pearce's goal. Frustrating, I think, for many York City fans. The scores in the other games not going for York City, apart from Forest Green trailing at the break to Brackley. Late goals in the first half for Rochdale, who also managed to miss a penalty just before taking the lead. They lead by a goal to nil at Morecambe, and Carlisle leading at Gateshead by a goal to nil. Ian Dunn, former York City striker, is back and sitting alongside me.
Yes, looking forward to this second half. David just got collared up there. People think we should be 3 or 4 up.
Oh, I would agree.
I would agree too, yeah.
Stones to Pearce. Pearce to Newby on this left-hand side, up towards the edge of the penalty area. Kitchen outside of him if he wants. Newby comes in fielder on that right foot. Thinks about putting the cross in. He put it in left-footed now, into the middle. Headed clear at the back post, only as far as Banks. He tries to put a cross in. First time, ahead of Pearce. Scores! The flag goes up. The goal's been disallowed. Pearce doesn't know yet. The flag goes up. He doesn't like the decision. What a ball in from Ollie Banks that was.
Yeah, that was absolutely pinpoint from Ollie Banks. He's done a few already in this match, and that one was on the money. Ollie Pearce was looking along the line. That's a tight one for me. That's a tight one.
We'll have a look in a minute.
Or not? But Newby's looking good, you know, David. He's getting better and better. Drifts through that ball so elegantly. And then this ball from Ollie Banks into the box. Oh, it's absolute peach.
Yeah, you can't tell from the angle. It is extremely tight. The only thing I can say is both centre-backs had their arm up all the way through that as the ball came in for Boston, so they thought he was offside.
They're going to appeal for anything though, aren't they?
They are. But it certainly wasn't clear-cut.
No.
But the linesman...
They'll give it. Yep.
He's in a better position than we are. Stones tries to flick it on. Banks can't get on the end of it, and it's cleared by the man who's just come on, Teal. He's gone to play on the left-hand side. So straight swap, really, with Carson. But they've gone to a flat back four now of the visitors. The ball comes into touch right in front of us.
Ollie Pearce screaming at the fourth official for no apparent reason.
That's just what happens. Part of the job.
Yeah, it is.
Long ball downfield, looking for John Lewis. John Lewis is forced all the way across this right-hand side. He tries a little trick and does well, does John Lewis. Ball then comes into the York City box, a deep one. Well played, Joe Gray, who was aware of what was going on to flick it away from goal. Picked up on the edge of the box by Maguire. Maguire Now Jinxon puts the left-footed cross in. Harrison Mail, that's the most he's had to do all afternoon. He gathers that underneath his crossbar, an overhit cross.
As you say, he really hasn't had anything to do, Harrison Mail. So he's got to keep alive for the odd occasion Boston do spring and attack. I mean, are they going to... Do you think they're ambitious enough to try and get something out of this match, David, or is it damage limitations?
Stones offside from the ball downfield from Mail, right in line with us. That was definitely offside. Josh Stones picked up an early yellow card in this game, so he can't argue about it either. Goalkeeper Barrett comes out of his penalty area and gets ready to take the free kick. Barrett in his all silver. We're going with silver, aren't we, Ian?
Yeah, it's a silver goal. Yeah, you don't see many silver goalkeeper tops, do you?
You don't. Up towards Maguire on the edge of the area. He tries to turn his man, gets the shot in. It's high and into the Boston supporters behind the goal. It's a couple of moments of potential danger for that York City backline in the opening stages, but nothing given. Now the referee's coming down to have a word with Harrison Mail, who's doing his own bit of time wasting here, in dialogue with Callum Howe, rather than going to fetch the ball to get the game back underway. Who just bowls it out in front of him.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the only 2 times of the match that Boston have actually had a go at Harrison's Mail goal.
Mail gives it to Howe. Howe gives it back to Mail. Then Mail gives Howe a blast. Not sure why. Fagan Walcott on the right hand side. Over the top, looking for Stones. That's overhit though, and goes through to the goalkeeper. Boston playing out from the back. Into midfield it goes to Richards. Richards is allowed to turn, finds Maguire. They've got a man over on this far side if they see him. Hill is going to come across now. He's going to run in field, but sloppy ball from Lavinier. And City win it back through Kitchen. And Kitchen's caught late, is he? The Boston man says no. Stones has got it. Goalkeeper's way out of his area near the corner flag. What is the goalkeeper doing out here? And Stones plays it off the goalkeeper and out for a corner. The goalkeeper caught in no man's land. He's fortunate that Stones couldn't get it, and he was just too far away from goal to try and hook it over his head and into the back of the net.
Do you know, again, brilliant refereeing. This time it was Kitchen went down. Everyone heard him squeal. Rightly so. He was caught late.
I wasn't sure he did. I thought again it was just a bit of. There's been a bit of play acting from both, mainly from Boston, but a couple of occasions from York City as well. This
Kitchen
afternoon.
has got up and he's fine. So yeah, I would suggest that. But the referee gave the team with the ball the advantage. Really good refereeing.
Equaliser for Morecambe against Rochdale, 1-1 at the start of the second half. Thank you to Hannah, who's just got in touch to let us know. Batty with the corner from this near side, and it comes now. It's a deep one. The back stick again. Free header clear. Didn't have to jump from the Boston player under pressure from Howe. Going to come back in though, I think, from Newby. He can't get his cross in. Deflects to Hunt on the edge of the box. He's encouraged to shoot. And now Boston on the break, and Hunt trips his man on the edge of the area. That should be a yellow card for Alex Hunt.
That's challenge.
The referee's saying no. He's just having a quiet word with him. I thought that was a let's stop the break here. I'm going to trip him on the edge of the area from Alex Hunt.
Yeah, it was a panicky. I've lost the ball.
Free kick then to Boston. A couple of yards outside the D, centre of the field. York City 1, Boston 0. City looking for the second goal. 1-0 in East Dingle don't sing the Boston supporters. Headed in field, Fagan Walcott wins that header. Downfield it goes from them, and hooked over his shoulder from Pearce. Can't find Stones. Crowther to the left back, and then back to the goalkeeper once more. But again, him coming way out of his area on this wide right and getting caught nowhere near the ball, out of position. The goalkeeper's all over the shop at times, Ian. They've got to take advantage.
Yeah, he looks like a young kid that's come into men's football almost, and a little bit rabbit in the headlights. Yeah.
Fagan Walcott, back it goes to Mail.
Yeah, he'll be learning as a keeper from a higher level, but this is where you want City to take advantage of that learning process.
And when you've been dropped on 2 or 3 occasions, as he has, in and out the side, that's not really going to help your confidence either, is it?
No, not at all.
That goes into touch for a Boston throw, just by the side of the Boston technical area. Gallagher thought about coming to take it. He gets the ball now. Across the far side, The Amber Shirts have it. Into midfield to Sloggett. Back once more it goes to Barrett. Now across this near side. Down the line. Good 1-2. Oh, Newby thought about having a clip of the heels there of the wing back. Plays it into the centre edge of the area. Maguire can take on the shot. Oh, he's dragged it well wide of goal. That's the clearest opportunity that Boston have had so far this afternoon. He had the ball in front of him, right on the edge of the penalty area, centre of the goal. Under a tiny bit of pressure, but not too much.
I think that's a chance.
He's dragged the bouncing ball well wide as Frankie Maguire.
I think that's a chance. It just sat up. We're right behind it. It just sat up nicely for him. Thankfully, he's got his shot all wrong. Boston is definitely showing a little bit more ambition in this half. You'd hope they would at 1-0 down and not try and keep the score down, sort of thing. But whilst Boston are attacking, City will hopefully get chances to damage them at the other end.
Mail slips as he clears long, looking for Stones, and as we know, there's only one thing more dangerous than a 2-0 lead, and that's a 1-0 lead. Downfield it goes. John Lewis, good hold-up play from him. Little cheeky back heel as well. Fagan Walcott clears and is caught. Hops away from the challenge. All the way through it goes once more to the Boston. I can't say the number 1, but he's wearing number 44 on his back. Is Barrett. He has it on the edge of the box. He chips it into midfield. No one on Sloggett because he can bring it down with his back to goal on his chest and then turn and find a pass onto the left-hand side. Gets it back again to Sloggett. Skips past Ollie Banks. Tries feeding it forward and Ollie Banks will win the tackle then. Batty. Fagan Walcott. Again on that right wing. Oh, what a piece of skill that is from Fagan Walcott to get away from 2 players. And then he just completely body checked by the third. That should be a yellow card. The referee's got his whistle in his mouth. The yellow card is shown. Brilliant again from Fagan Walcott.
There's the only way they were going to stop him there because he was just, his legs had opened up after some unbelievable skill on the ball from our centre back on the right wing position, Malachi Fagan Walcott. Wow. And it took a foul to stop him because he was away then, I think. He was away.
It's Connor Teal who's just come on.
What a player.
They got the yellow card.
Oh, his skill is frighteningly good.
Oh, yeah, just steps across him.
Yeah.
Runs into a brick wall. It's a free kick. Batty's over it, of course. Everyone lines up on the edge of the penalty area. Everyone back for Boston. City 1, Boston 0. 11 minutes gone in this second half. On this Boxing Day afternoon. Batty swings it into the penalty area. And the referee sees some pushing and shoving as a Boston man goes to ground. I think it's Crowther this time that went to ground. Free kick given to the away team. And they're trying to steal 7 or 8 yards.
It's near the 6-yard box than the 18-yard line.
And they're taking it from outside the penalty area. This is bad, referee. Come on,
They've actually taken 10 yards there. That's significant.
But it's because the linesman's so far upfield, the far side, he can't bother to go back.
No.
But the referee should be able to see that that's nowhere near where the offence, or the so-called offence, was committed. John Lewis wins that header. Only finds its way though to Newby. Newby forward to Stones. Stones back to Newby. Newby gets a slight lucky ricochet of the ball, but can't keep hold of it. Back to the goalkeeper it goes once more. Cleared by Gallagher downfield. Hunt. And slips in the centre circle. A couple of gentlemen behind us found that hilarious. I'm not sure why. Boston come forward down the left-hand side. Gray gets there second, I think, against his man. Oh, Boston still got it by the corner flag. They kept him playing, then Gray fouls. Well, not great from Joe Gray, really, because he fouled the man further downfield, and then the referee allowed advantage to go on, so he thought, you know what, I'm definitely getting this one by the corner flag.
Yeah, his next one was always going to be a free kick, wasn't it?
And it's just like a corner, isn't it, this one, for the away team. So they, for the first time this afternoon, they're going to be able to send everyone forward into that York City penalty area. Gives me time to have a quick drink of my tea.
Yeah, also gives
the foul is on the edge of the quadrant.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sure that's where the ball has been taken from, where it's actually going to be taken from, but there we go. Maguire's over it. He'll swing it in right-footed. In it comes now. Stones with a good header at the near post. Completely clears the penalty area. Brilliant from Josh Stones, helping out defensively. They have it on the right-hand side now. Going to run at Newby, get past Newby. Into the penalty area. They're going to get past Kitchen as well. Good tackle from Kitchen. That goes behind for a goal kick. Appeals for a penalty as Lavinier throws himself to ground again. It's poor. It's an obvious dive.
Yeah. And the referees spotted it.
Could get a yellow card for that.
Yeah.
Probably should get a yellow card for that.
I think the more their players do it, the time that it maybe is, a real one, the referee will think twice. He's not going to get cheated on the referee here.
Referee blows his whistle, tells Harrison Mail to get on with it. Down the centre of the field he goes, onto the head of Richards. City do need a second goal. Fagan Walcott, back to Batty. Batty, back to Mail. Mail under pressure from John Lewis, just about gets rid of it in time, but has to put it straight into touch on halfway, John Lewis. Good closing down by the Shop. Throw in taken, just the murmur of people chatting. The atmosphere still not great inside the LNER.
Of course, the Shops are actually closed today, aren't they?
They certainly are.
Yeah, as long as it remains that way.
Well, some are closed, so there's some that are open, but yeah. The Shops at Vanguard are closed.
Yeah.
Back it goes to Mail to Kitchen. Trying to put sort of a semi-press on here in Boston, but City are going to be able to play it out rather easily. Newby, back to Kitchen. Now he goes long down the left-hand side up towards halfway. Stones is offside. And Stones not happy.
Yeah, he wants it quicker.
Ball over the top of Kitchen. Maguire picks it up on this right-hand side. Maguire tries to feed it through, intercepted by Newby. Pearce, back it goes to Newby. Now City can come forward on the break. They need men in front of Newby though. Gives it to Banks on the far side. Stones gets himself onside. Pearce provides support down this left. Banks has still got it. Banks comes centrally. Gives it to Newby, edge of the area. Back it goes to Banks. Who else has he got out there? Joe Gray, edge of the penalty area. Gives it to Banks to put a cross in. Can't beat the first man. York City have a throw.
Good football again from City. Sweeping attack from almost the bottom left-hand side of the pitch to the far right. And really putting Boston under pressure. I think everyone here feel a little bit more comfortable with that second goal though, David.
Gray takes the throw into Banks, who gets it back. Does Gray. Back once more to Banks. We reach the hour mark. This is the time where Stuart Maynard tends to start making his substitutes. Fagan Walcott back to Banks. Batty. Banks in field, intercepted by John Lewis. Poor sloppy pass from Banks. Now they can come forward, can the away team, in the centre of the park with Hill. Hill sends it across this near side. Over halfway they come to Boston. Skips past Newby. Does the tricky winger. And then feeds it through once more. Gets it back. 3 York City players. Look who's back out there helping in the left back. It's Josh Stones.
Yeah, putting a shift in again.
Ollie Pearce just twirling his arms around saying, come on City, we've got to go again.
Yeah.
Need to raise the energy levels at the start of the second half.
Yeah, they've recognised the need. Boston haven't gone away. In fact, if anything, they're coming out a bit more.
Gallagher sends it forward. City completely caught asleep at the back. Through on goal. Turns. Shot. Maguire. And he's put it wide of goal.
That's a chance.
Should have been 1-1. They had 2 opportunities there. Just one ball over the top of the York City defence. They were through on goal. He completely mishit it. It found its way to Maguire. And he sliced the bouncing ball wide of goal.
That's a big miss. That is a huge miss from Boston there. That was on a plate for him. It's got the City fans going, though. We need something.
Well, maybe that's what the game sort of needed.
Yeah, definitely.
A bit of jeopardy about it.
Yeah.
Howe takes the goal kick to Mail. Mail on the far side to Fagan Walcott. Downfield to Gray. Gray comes infield. Comes across to Mark Kitchen. Kitchen to Pearce, who's dropped deep. Back once more to Kitchen. Nice ball to Newby. Pearce outside him. Pearce the outside of his foot. Tries to play it down the line. Apologises immediately. Both hands up. He just slices it into touch. And again, Stuart Maynard asks his team to up the levels.
Yeah. And Josh Stones unhappy there, you could see. He was making the run. Just Ollie Pearce just got it wrong on that occasion.
Across the far side. Oh, he's a little bit late there. Banks on the Boston man, and he's going to get a yellow card. Is Banks as he stands on. Oh, it's a red card for Ollie Banks. The referee says he's over the ball. He's rolling around on the floor as the Boston man.
It was late. It was sloppy, but Banks, I don't think he intended. Well, that's not the rules, I know, but I just think he just got the tackle slightly mistimed.
Stuart Maynard's in the conversation now with
I'm not sure it's a red.
Coughlin. The Boston Man City are going to see out the last half hour here with 10 men. Let's have a look. He comes in for the tackle. Oh, he sort of hangs his leg out there and catches him. It's sloppy and lazy. I don't think there's any real intent, and there's no real power behind it.
No.
There's not really a stamp, but it is sloppy and lazy from Ollie Banks.
Yeah.
And that's a 3-game suspension.
Never mind the 3 games. We got to see the end of this game out, and that's the biggest challenge now for York City with 10 men. And Ollie Banks, I just think it was sloppy. There's no intent there. He's hung his leg, like you say, hung his leg in. Their defenders made the most of it, I think. I think he'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be fine. He's definitely going to be fine. But the referee was straight over with the red card. I'm not sure that standing ovation is needed when someone gets sent off,
No.
which is what's happening here for Ollie Banks.
No.
Joe Felix has come to shepherd him off down the tunnel. Ollie Banks. He's up on his feet as the Boston man.
Well, do you know what? We've given them encouragement here, though, with that. All their feigning of injury and going down, that they made absolutely certain that looked as bad as it possibly could. And it's got Ollie Banks, the red card.
It's right in front of the linesman as well.
Yeah. I'm not sure it's a red card, David. It just looked a little bit sloppy. His studs are up, maybe.
He apologised. He realises he's caught him straight away. He turns round and his hands are out saying, I'm really sorry. So I think he probably feared he knew he was going to get a card.
Yeah.
Whether he thought he was going to get the red card, I'm not sure.
Once he was going for the ball, could he have pulled out? That's the question. I'm not sure if he could. I think, but then the leg is.
It's just a lazy
hanging.
challenge.
Yeah, and that changes the slant of this match. City with 10 men, they're going to have to work it out.
Stuart Maynard's counting his players on his fingers here.
How many players have we had sent off this season?
1 to 10. That's the first one we've had sent off.
Yeah. So this will be a first for York
Josh Stones
City.
has missed 1 game for 5 yellows, and it's only City's 2nd suspension this season.
Yeah. So the formation will be changed slightly, you would think. And Ollie Pearce
It's a free
will have
kick
to do a lot more.
in the left back position, and they take it short to Sloggett, who drops in. Across this near side, it now comes to Gallagher. Gallagher back to Crowther. Boos for Crowther when he gets the ball. The supporters in the south stand feel as though he made a bit of a meal of the challenge.
Oh, he definitely made the most of it. He saw the opportunity, it presented itself, and he made it look as bad as he possibly could.
All over the top, looking for John Lewis, trying to turn Callum Howe. He's done well as John Lewis. Forced wide. And then poor layoff actually from John Lewis, but they end up winning the corner kick, their first corner of the game to Boston.
Well, Boston will be feeling as if they can get back in this match, you know. The City going to have to be dogged at the back.
21 minutes gone in the second half. City 1, Boston 0, but City down to 10 after Ollie Banks was sent off. Corner kick then on this near side that Maguire's going to take. Had the 2 best chances really for Boston in this second half. They've certainly upped it in the last 10 or 15 minutes of the away team. Maguire in front of the 3 empty blocks of the north stand. It's a deep one, free at the edge of the area. Oh, and he's cleared the stand with that shot. No, he hasn't. It goes into the crowd behind the goal. But there was a lack of marking. It was a pre-planned move, and he pinged it across the far side of the penalty area. Perfectly did Maguire, but he just couldn't keep the shot down.
Yeah, it's a decent corner from Boston. Terrible execution, thankfully, for York City.
Yeah, it was Richards, wasn't it? Jordan Richards, I think, who took on the shot. Ball downfield from City.
I'd imagine the temptation to bring Hiram Boateng on here, you know. Maybe for Newby or Pearce, maybe even Pearce.
Richards in the centre of the park.
And stiffen that midfield.
Moving across the left hand. They're dominating possession now, Boston.
Exactly.
They're coming off that left hand side. Cross comes into the box now. Can't beat Fagan Walcott. Appeals for handball from the Boston supporters behind the goal, not the players. Nothing given by the referee. And anyway, will do for York City, who hack it clear to halfway. Gallagher once more just inside the York half. Forward looking for John Lewis. John Lewis back to goal, lays it off to Maguire, takes on the shot, and again he can't direct it on target, but that's because it took a deflection, and this is a second Boston corner kick. And Ollie Pearce is saying to the backroom staff here, what are we supposed to be doing? 3 or 4 times he's asking. They don't know what they're doing at the back here, York City. Gary Elphick's desperately trying to get instructions on to Ollie Pearce, who's now trying to tell everyone what to do, and Ollie Pearce again just putting his hands to his ears saying, we don't know what you want us to do. There's a clear lack of, I don't know, planning for if they go down to 10 men for a set piece here.
Yeah, I mean, you don't plan for it. That's the problem. You just don't. So you've got to make a decision on the hoof. And Ollie Pearce is screaming, saying, what do you want us to do here? And you're going to have to work it out really quickly.
Corner kick again from Maguire then, near post, headed clear by that man Ollie Pearce. As far as Gray, that's a nice ball around the corner, but I don't think Batty's going to be able to pick it up. He's not. It's back to Maguire on this right-hand side. Maguire comes in field, can get the cross in, can't beat the first man Pearce, who's still back out helping his defence, and he puts it into touch for a throw-in. Throw-in taken quickly. That's the difference between being 1-0 down and 0-0. Throw-in taken immediately by Boston now. Probably because they're in the attendance here as well. Hill puts the ball into the box, cleared by Kitchen. Back up to Gallagher. Gallagher forward, there's a good gap of space. That's a good tackle though from Dan Batty. And again, it's more Boston pressure with the throw-in 3 or 4 yards away from the corner flag. They've decided to take back up field where the ball was for the multi-ball system. Gallagher into the centre circle. To slog it. Back again to Gallagher. Ball over the top from him. Kitchen's going to intercept though on his chest. Kitchen clears down the line off the Boston man. That'll be a York City throw-in as it curls back into play.
City's fans recognising the need to make themselves heard here. This is where you need your fans to become what is now would be the 11th man on the pitch. They need that support. Get behind them and push them over the line here, because it's going to be could feel like a long 20 minutes here if Boston keep playing like they are.
Kitchen then with a throw-in. He'll take his time, told to get on with it by the referee. Kitchen down the line. Stones can't win the header. I'm not sure what the gentleman behind us thinks happened there, but there was no foul on Josh Stones. Yorks have a throw-in just short of halfway. So City 1, Boston 0. 20 minutes to go in this National League game. Run through all the National League scores for you in just a second as Kitchen goes down the line to get hold of the ball. Throw-in now, up towards halfway from Kitchen. Stones beat into that in the air. Boston try and find Maguire. Kitchen clears. Trying to turn the Boston defence. Gallagher sends it forward once more. Howe gives Batty the shout. Offside flag goes up. Right, latest scores. Halifax 2, Altrincham 1. Gateshead, in fact, just disappeared off my screen. There we go. Brackley 1, Forest Green 0. Braintree 0, Southend 0. Eastleigh 0, Woking 1. Halifax 2, Altrincham 1. Gateshead 0, Carlisle 2 now. Hartlepool 0, Scunthorpe 2. Morecambe 1, Rochdale 1. Solihull 4, Tamworth 1. Sutton 0, Aldershot 0. Truro 1, Yeovil 0. Wealdstone 0, Boreham Wood 3.
Boreham Wood in form. Good team.
Well, that's a nice ball forward for Stones. Control on his chest. Across the right-hand side he goes. That's where Ollie Banks would have been. He's got no one to lay it off, and he's had to run back into the right-back position of Stones before giving it to Hunt. Hunt will now take on his man. Gets past him. Down the right side to Fagan Walcott round the back. He's forced wide by the corner flag. Keeps hold of play. Ball comes in then from Hunt. There's no one there. Goalkeeper can come and gather. And he clears. Batty wins the header against John Lewis. That can't happen very often. Gray sends it forward, looking for Stones. Goalkeeper's come out of his area, left-hand side, and he clears the bouncing ball downfield. John Lewis wins the flick on there. Maguire, tackle comes in on him from Batty. And Pearce wins it in the centre of the park. Pearce only got Stones in front of him. They've got 4 defenders back. Pearce is forced wide right. To the touchline he goes, and he tries to win York City a throw-in, but he can't force it past the Boston man. And they will come forward in the centre of the park. Still no changes for York City. Still no likelihood of changes in the immediate future as Boateng puts on his bib to start doing a little bit of warming up. 71 minutes gone. City down to 10. No changes. Very unusual for Stuart Maynard.
Yeah, I could see Boateng coming on just to stiffen that midfield up, David. And he can burst forward as well with his energy. It's who you take off, and it's probably going to be one of our attacking players.
Booze again on that far side as they come forward. Into the York City penalty area it comes. John Lewis, poor hold up play from him as he goes to ground. Goal for Salford, who lead Harrogate Town. I think that's by a 1-0. Lancashire is the man who was involved in that battle with Banks that saw him seeing red. Another poor afternoon so far for Simon Weaver and his side. Coming under increasing pressure is the Harrogate Town boss. Boston on this right-hand side, up towards the edge of the area. Round the corner it goes. They got round the back. In it comes now into the middle. No. Free header. Going to be a short goal. She's going to get it now, and he scores off the post. There's the equalising goal. That far side. It's Lancashire, the man who was involved in the sending off for Ollie Banks. He took that really well as he tucked it into the back of the net. You felt the goal coming. the equaliser for Boston United. York City 1, Boston United 1.
Yep, we just haven't reacted since the sending off, and we've looked, or certainly Boston have looked like a team getting encouraged on, and you just had a bad feeling. You just had a bad feeling that extra man was going to tell, and it's told just there. The lad at the back outside of the goal, totally free, just had to put it in the back of the net, and which he did. This is so it's a tough watch for City now, because they were such, by far the most dominant team up until that sending off of Ollie Banks, and now, well, the backs will be against the wall. But do Boston think they can win it, or do they sit in and take the 1-1? Because this City team, we know, even with 10 men, can be threatening. They just need to somehow work out who's playing where and who's doing what. Now, do you bring Boateng on? I still think yes.
Got to go for it as well, Ian. You've got to win the game.
Well, you're not really. Boateng would stiffen it up defensively, but you don't really take away too much from an attacking threat, because he bombs forward as well. I think it makes it's the obvious choice for me. But
Boateng is going to come on, but not yet. City's poor record on boxing, they look set to continue.
That's uncanny, isn't it? It really is.
Bournemouth up to second as things stand. Downfield, City from the kick-off. Stones doesn't get any return out of the defenders. Now it's Maguire for Boston at the back, down the right-hand side. Batty to Kitchen. Kitchen skips past his man. Newby puts it into touch. He tries to link up with Batty. 1-1 then. 16 minutes to go.
Just need to regain the composure here, City. Just remember how good you are. Get on that ball, start moving it around, start making Boston work hard, and see if a chance presents itself.
Cross it goes. Top of the league, you're having a laugh, seeing the Boston fans. Down the left-hand side. Lancashire sends it forward. Fagan Walcott does really well up against his man.
Well, maybe going to get the opportunity to show them why we are up near the top of the league here. Because good teams, top teams, they find a way.
Walcott, that's not a top team ball though from Fagan Walcott. Overhit all the way through to the goalkeeper. Yorkie not happy behind the goal, away to the left-hand side.
Yeah, I still wouldn't write City off here.
That's a good tackle, comes in from Newby. Finds its way to Pearce. Pearce back to Newby. Boateng's now ready to come on in a second. Kitchen to Batty. Batty back to Kitchen on this left. Fourth official's ready when the ball next goes out of play. Kitchen comes in field. Gives it to Hunt. Now to Newby. Newby's going to run at his fullback on this left-hand side. Newby up towards the edge of the box. Kitchen who's up there. Back it goes to Newby once more. Newby will dink a ball into the box, flicked on by Pearce, round the back, but it's just behind Gray, who can't take it in his stride, and he's forced wide to go and recycle the ball near the corner flag. But he's managed to turn up against the man who's just equalised, Lancashire. Gray needs a bit of help. Fagan Walcott gives him it. Fagan Walcott is forced wide near the corner flag. Back it goes to Gray. Neither of them want to put the ball in because they've got it on the wrong foot. Gray just edging towards the edge of the box, slowly but surely. Has to go back to Fagan Walcott, and now back into midfield to Hunt. Hunt, Fagan Walcott. Hunt provides the overlapping run now, but they go back to Gray instead. Gray back down that right hand side comes City. Back heel to Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott to Hunt. This is good play between them all. They need to go somewhere. Tackle then comes in on Gray. He keeps hold of the ball though, does Gray. Gray near the corner flag once more is allowed to turn. Back down the line it goes to Hunt. Now to Newby. Newby gets past his man by the corner flag. He can put a cross in now, pulls it back to the edge of the area. Two Boston players go for the same ball, and it goes behind for a York City corner kick.
Yeah.
Their first of this second half, just their third of the game.
Real panic in that Boston defence there, and it was Joe Gray running at them. Good play from York City, good possession play. That is them regaining the composure, regaining the upper hand.
City are going to wait to take the corner kick. City are in no rush actually to take this corner kick. Batty's walking slowly across. He applauds the York fans as he goes to get the ball.
Now this would be a good time to score from a corner.
Boston are going to make a change as well. It most certainly would be a good time to score from a corner. Can they get first contact in the box? Batty. And it comes now. No, they don't. Headed into the air. Still not cleared. Fagan Walcott, ball bouncing around. They will now clear their lines.
Just
Taylor got his foot to it. Or his head to it first.
Hit it.
To Gray now, 30 yards from goal, takes on the shot, and he's pulled it wide of goal. City want another corner kick. The referee says no. Now the changes can be made.
Yeah. I was screaming at Joe Gray to hit it, and he took it on.
Boateng for Newby.
He took it on. just pulled it wide. Newby's had a good game. I like the looks of Newby. He looks a real threat. But I think it's probably, he's had to be the one that sacrificed for Boateng. Because also from Stuart Maynard's point of view, we can say City need to go for it and get the points. They also don't want to get nothing here today.
You risk the one though, don't you, for the 3?
That's the $1 million question. I'm not sure if you do. I think bringing Boateng on, doesn't change the dynamic massively. You lose Newby's attacking threat, but you gain Boateng's defensive mind, but he can get forward as well. So, but I would, right now with 10 men, you take a point than nothing.
City's turn to waste time here, or for the tactical timeout. Mail's gone down completely off the ball in the centre of the field.
Oh yeah, there you go.
To allow everyone else to come across to take instructions from Stuart Maynard.
Yeah, they decide what they want to do. They know they can still win this, City, but they desperately don't want to lose it. We're on a good run. Don't lose at home on Boxing Day.
Today's LNER Community Stadium.
Here's the attendance.
Figure is 7,935.
7,935.
It's a great crowd.
Which includes a total of 459.
459. The rear crowd booed Ian Dunn. What do you think of that?
Well, because they've been telling us we've been quiet. They're wondering why we're top of the table. Sometimes you've got to let them know. Give it a bit back. I don't mind that.
There was no one on their feet applauding the Boston fans here today.
No. We've got to show these Boston fans why we're at the top of the league, David. Because these are the games you find a way to win. And City certainly got it within them to do that. But they must not lose. Genuinely, from a manager's point of view, don't lose the game. Don't throw everything forward to try and gain 3 when, one might be a good point come the end of the season, especially with 10 men. But I still wouldn't write City off actually winning it.
So 10 minutes to go. Goalkeeper clears. They haven't tested the goalkeeper in this second half.
Not enough. Well, not. Yeah,
not at all.
Not at all, yeah.
They come forward, the goal scorer on the far side. Lancashire puts across into the York City box. Last ditch defending from Callum Howe in the area. Maguire will try and pick it up on the edge of the D. Maguire's still got the ball at his feet. City struggling to get it. Now they do. On the right hand side it goes to Gray. He'll come forward. Go on, Joe Gray. Keep going. Joe Gray running at the defence. He's got overlapping on the right hand side if he uses him.
Brilliant.
Decides to keep hold of the play. A little drag back. Does well, does Joe Gray. Gives it to Hunt. Hunt now will come forward at the centre of the field. Give and go, but he's not going on the end of it because Pearce was on his heels. And it's the amber shirts that will come forward now on this right hand side. Down the line. Oh my word, what is that? Straight into touch. Completely overhit here by Marcel Lavinier.
Yeah, just got a bit excited there when he got the ball. So excited he kicked it out of the ground.
Kitchen. Howe. Back it goes to Mail to clear first down. Not a great clearance from Harrison Mail, but it just about reaches Ollie Pearce. And Pearce is caught. Men on the ground all over the place. Pearce is down. City have got the ball. The referee is allowing play to go on. Pearce will now get up to his feet.
Look at the Boston play. He knew he fouled Pearce and he's up and running. But he held himself down there as if he'd hurt himself. Absolute. You don't want to say college cheating.
A bit of housery going on.
Yeah.
City have it though. On the right hand side, up towards the edge of the penalty area comes Gray. Gray still got hold of the ball. Needs to get the final ball though, does Joe Gray here. He gives it to Batty, who tries to get the cross in. Can't beat the Boston man. And he has to go back to Fagan Walcott, who's inside his own half. He gives the square ball to the York City captain Callum Howe. 81.5 minutes, 1-1 BBC Radio York. Kitchen from inside the Boston half goes all the way back to Harrison Mail. Joe Alves, the York City assistant, giving the instructions. Stuart Maynard sat down in his technical area. Sat down on the bench. Batty on the right hand side once more. Still just the one change made by York City this afternoon. Very unusual. Boateng to Kitchen comes in field. Back to Howe to Fagan Walcott. Boston have gone back behind the ball. Fagan Walcott once more to Hunt. Back again to Fagan Walcott. Now to the right hand side it goes to Batty. Good possession play. Contempt to just keep hold of the ball as it goes back to Mail, who then clears long. Stones tries to win the flick on and find Pearce. Pearce is wide right. No one in the centre for Ollie Pearce to pick out as things stand. In it comes now though, and it's too far in front of everybody. Should have held on to it for slightly longer or tried to pull it back. Easy for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, maybe a fraction of a second too soon there from Ollie Pearce. It was a lovely ball in really, but straight. The keeper was always going to be favourite. But it shows that City can hit this Boston team on the break even with 10 men.
Downfield. Ball bounces twice, 3 times. He's brought under control at the back by Gray, who's under pressure from Maguire. He goes back once more to Harrison Mayle. Mayle, again the ball at his feet, gives it to Fagan Walcott. Back once more to Harrison Mayle. Remember, City down to 10 men after Ollie Banks was sent off halfway through the second half. Well, around the hour mark, wasn't it? Appeals for a foul against the Boston defender, and then another Boston defender's gone down here. Nothing at all wrong with him. The referee's telling him to get up, and they've skewed that clearance into touch.
There was actually a foul on Josh Stones there.
Yeah, we've not seen anything like this all season, I don't think, at the LNR. Some of the antics that we've seen today.
Yeah, but in fact we've praised teams for coming in and having a go and doing it properly, and this has been the opposite.
Batty to Kitchen. Kitchen can't get it over the top of the Boston defence. Picked up by Batty. Batty once more on this near side, under pressure from Abo, and has to go all the way back to Harrison Mayle, who has to get back in between the sticks there from halfway. Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott back once more to his goalkeeper Mayle to clear long downfield. Stones beaten to that in the air by Crowther. Abo sends it back and they'll clear with Boston. Oh, nice return ball. Abo brings it under control. Good tackle comes under him from Batty. Throw in. 2/3 of the way inside the York City half. It's heading for the exits already here behind us.
Yeah, probably try to beat the traffic, to be fair. We're busy at the end of this match. But you just feel there's another chance in here for York City.
There's going to be another
hopefully.
change. Joe Felix is going to be coming on in a second. He's now just had the nod from his manager to get stripped and get ready. Boston down the left-hand side to the edge of the box. Cross comes in. John Lewis across the near post. And it's good defending from Callum Howe to put it behind for a corner kick on the stretch.
Yeah, that isn't in the script. Maybe in John Lewis's script. York City do not want to see that ball approaching Harrison Mayle's goal too many more times in this last 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes.
A corner kick then, far side of the ground, in front of underneath the big screen, in front of the ambulance. And the gaggle of stewards that are over there. Felix ready to come on once City, fingers crossed, dealt with this. And Ollie, they turn on short. Got a 2-on-1. Cross comes into the box and scored. Boston, they've taken the lead. City caught napping from the corner kick. 2-on-1. They never stopped the cross coming in. And now they're behind once more. Boston are doing it again. York City 1, Boston United 2.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. City, it's all gone wrong. All gone wrong today. They don't really deserve this, David. Boston, this is a smash and grab with the help of being down an opposition with 10 men. But it's a set piece.
Unworst enemies there, Ian.
Yeah, it's not a good goal to concede at all.
It gets in front of Howe in the centre, about 2 yards from goal. Mayle's rooted to his line. And I think, is it Gray or Hunt, 2-on-1? Just ran across the byline from the corner.
Yeah, it was too easy. Getting the cross in that's the bit that City got totally wrong. They allowed the cross to come in. The corner is a short corner, wasn't it? And then, is it Gray and Hunt? They've both just sat off. They've sat off. They've encouraged them. Oh,
it's Gray, isn't it? But you can't. Gray's left by himself.
He's had a great game, Joe Gray, but unfortunately, defensively there, City have been caught out.
So Ollie's coming on for Batty.
Oh dear me, football. Biggest, home crowd of the season. We've dominated that first half. Since the sending off, we have been second best just about against a team that were just content not to lose and not to let too many goals in, and somehow that team have found themselves leading the game 2-1.
Huge damage to York City's automatic promotion hopes. Trailing by 2-1, down to 10 men.
Yeah, nobody expected this.
Bar humbug. Oh, and straight from the kickoff, City just kicked it straight out of play for a goal kick. Not sure what they were trying to do there. The goalkeeper's now going to take his time, of course.
Oh, what a deflating, absolutely deflating. You just had, when Ellie Banks was sent off, we didn't seem to react in the right manner. Not the right manner. We didn't react.
I don't think Stuart Maynard knew what to do though. So long for the substitutes today. It was very bizarre.
Strange one. But I think part of him was thinking we're still the better of the two sides. These didn't look to have enough, and somehow.
Oh, it should have been outside at half time.
Yeah.
Felix can come forward. City trailing by 2-1. Felix, infield to Boateng. The two substitutes linking up. Goes back to Fagan Walcott. 90 seconds of normal time to go. Hunt to Boateng. Boateng to the right hand side to Felix. Felix for Hunt once more. Hunt across to Kitchen. We talked about the 4 bogey sides. It's getting off to the worst possible start.
I didn't think bogey sides existed, but having seen this today, David, that's all I can put it down to. We should have been out of sight.
Yeah, forward to Ollie, gets his first touch. Around the left-hand side, it goes to Kitchen. Can put a cross in first time, can't beat the first man. And it's put into touch as Jar Alves gets on his bike to go and field the ball and throw it back down the line for Mark Kitchen to take the throw-in. Kitchen to Ollie. Kitchen gets it back. Kitchen will run at his defender. Puts the cross in, takes a little nick off that defender. To the edge of the box it goes. Hunt encouraged to shoot, he doesn't. And then he's fouled. Is he on the edge of the area? No. Referee allows play to go on. I don't think there was anything in that. Hunt didn't actually appeal. It was the crowd behind the goal that were appealing. Fagan Walcott back to this left-hand side to Kitchen. Kitchen, deep ball into the box. Stones wins a header. Big defender Crowther there is in place to clear. Felix then will get it back on the right hand side, but he can't skip past his man. He wins York City a throw in instead, and then encourages the crowd to get behind his side. 10 seconds plus injury time on the clock. This should be a big number. Stuart Maynard's gone to have a word with the fourth official to find out what it is. He walks away looking pleasantly happy. 7 minutes goes up on the board. Throw in though now goes to Boston United.
Plenty of time for City to get themselves back into this match. You know, on the whole grand scheme of things, they deserve the very least a point. Even though with 10 minutes, with 10 men, it did sort of go off the boil a little bit.
Yeah, the proverbial game of two halves, though.
Yeah. But I wouldn't say Boston, they've nowhere near dominated us like we did in the first half.
No, 100%. But they've had a lot more of the ball and they've had the better chances.
Yeah.
City haven't had a chance this second half. They haven't tested the goalkeeper at all. Kitchen. Infield to Boateng. Boateng back to Kitchen. Kitchen goes back to the captain Howe on halfway. Howe comes forward, centre of the field. Needs to pick up pass, so he didn't have to go to Hunt there. Could have gone straight to Fagan Walcott, who now does get it. Fagan Walcott on the right to Felix. Felix down the line to Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott won't get there though, I don't think. And that's shepherded behind well by Boston. That'll be a goal kick.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing you can say about Boston, they've defended with their lives. They have, you know, worked their socks off.
Partners have selected their Dutch Bar Orchard Vodka York City man of the match, number 12, Joe Gray.
Joe Gray gets the man of the match.
I'd agree with that. I think he's been superb. You know, the goal, he might be disappointed with that, but he's played well, Joe Gray, this afternoon.
Goalkeeper gets ready to clear. He played 90 seconds of the additional 7. Downfield, John Lewis wins the flick on. Fagan Walcott is there to head clear. Hunt tries to get on the ball for York and just hooks it over his shoulder. Stones heads it up in the air. Flicked forward as far as Ollie. No one else can get in that though. And now they're going to come forward on the break with Maguire. Is he going to the corner flag here, Frankie Maguire? I think he is. Gives it then to a boat. Back it goes into the centre of the park. And they're happy to try and keep hold of possession as the ball comes across to the left. And now they go long. And again, they've got an over. They've got one man over on this near side of Boston. A bow into the penalty area. Down the line it goes, around the back, Boston. Do they want the third? Intercepted by Boateng. He clears into touch for a York City throw-in. 2.5 minutes of the additional 7 gone now. York City 1, Boston United 2. Kitchen gets ready to take the throw-in down the line. Again, there's no real urgency from York City. They stay very calm under we perceived would be a losing situation. Stones has won a free kick for being held on halfway. left of centre. City will send everybody forward. Hunt is over it and taking instructions from his manager.
There's plenty of time. So what? 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Let's just get things right. Do the right things and see if something comes of them.
Alex Hunt. City players 4 or 5 all in an offside position, need to drop back in. Hunt sends it forward to the edge of the area. John Lewis, good header clear from him. Harrogate have lost at Salford by 1-0. Across that far side, and that comes off Fagan Walcott last, does it? No, it comes off the Boston man. He takes the throw in, does Fagan Walcott. Hunt back to Fagan Walcott, halfway through the additional 7. City still trailing 2-1, down to 10 men. Felix cross into the box. It not dealt with, comes all the way across the kitchen. There's no one there in the 6-yard box for a tap in at the back post.
Oh, it's a chance.
It's a massive chance. They've cleared their lines of Boston. Hunt's going to win it back for York City and he's pulled down. Again, he'll swing it forward into the box when allowed to do so.
My word. Yeah, Kitchen did everything right. Headed it down, back across the face of the goal. It just needed someone to get on the end of the ball.
Pearce should have taken the quick one there. Pearce was all by himself on this left-hand side. Now they've spotted him.
Yeah, I think Hunt wants to set this up and do it right. You know, there's 3 minutes left. Get the right ball in there. Now, Callum Howe's going to win this, I'm sure of it. Can you win the second, City?
Hunt drills it in. It's a deep one.
Go on.
City do win the first ball, but they're going to pick it up in the area. Now Ollie takes on the shot, appeals for handball, nothing given. It wasn't handball, hit him in the face. The Boston man, to be fair, he stayed on his feet and not gone down to try and get a free kick. City have it on halfway, mailed back to Hunt. Hunt with a square ball to Felix. City got everyone else forward on the edge of the box. Then it comes to Felix, can't beat the first man. Poor ball from Joe Felix, and Boston will now come away with it and eat up even more time on that far side of the game.
Now we just have to throw everything at it, City.
Throw into York, deep inside their own half.
Callum
Felix
Howe
takes to Mail. 2 minutes to go of the additional 7.
Hunt stayed up there.
Hunt sends it forward. Comes off a Boston man last. That'll be a York City throw on halfway.
Callum Howe's playing like a third striker here. There's Pearce, Stones, Howe, Greg Ollie just behind them.
Felix,
can we get the ball
taking
up
their
there?
time over the throw-in. Felix goes back to Fagan Walcott at the back.
Need to get the ball up there.
Cross to Kitchen. Not a great ball from him. Kitchen goes back to Mail. Mail will go long. City got everyone
Too
forward.
long, is it?
Long ball
Just
over the top.
Stones is in.
Stones, can he get there on the edge? He picks on the head of the defender and he scores! Josh Stones! What a volleyed finish! The defender got under it. Stones round the back, belted it across goal. He gets the equaliser that York City deserve. It's 2-2 and City want the game back underway.
They do deserve it, David. They deserve at least a point. Yes, this second half hasn't been pretty, but my word, Josh Stones, you knew when that ball broke that there was only one person winning it, and his determination, his running, he deserves that after the season he's had, because he has earned it, and that is a proper striker's goal. The keeper, well, didn't do much, but listen, that's all about Josh Stones' determination to get in behind that defence, do something that City maybe could do more of at times, and get behind as your big number 9. And my word, what a finish from Josh Stones. Fantastic.
Great finish. The goalkeeper though, he's all over the shop again. He's so far across one side of his goal with so much space to put it across him. He had a huge target to hit Josh Stones and he tucks it away brilliantly, but the goalkeeper's positioning.
I think in training they only play with 5-a-side goals. That's probably his problem there. He didn't realise how big the goal was, but that's all about Josh Stones.
Sitting clear to Stones on halfway. That ball's going to come into touch, is it? No, they've kept it in well of Boston. 2-2 now. We've played 8 seconds short of the additional 7. Boston have got it on the far side.
I'm glad he got that though, David, 'cause that is a reward for hard work, and not just today. In every game he plays, he puts 100% in, and he earned himself that goal.
Yeah, just
Cracking
flicked off
goal.
the head of the long ball downfield. The defender got under it.
Yeah.
It came off the back of his head, set up perfectly for him. Ball comes into the York City box up from Boston, looking for John Lewis. Over his head, he goes to ground. Maguire picks it up. They've still got it in the box of Boston. Edge of the area is going to be a shot coming in, a goal, and it's blocked on the edge of the 6-yard box by Fagan Walcott. It's the air, still not cleared. John Lewis on the volley, and he's put it over the bar for a goal kick.
Wow, John Lewis, what was he? Wow, maybe he forgot. Or maybe he meant to, I don't know. Thankfully, he's blasted it over the top of the bar. And City, you've probably got one more hoof up front here to see what they can get. But my feeling is they'll be happy with this point, David, because 2 minutes ago, let's be honest, It wasn't looking great. My word.
Mail with one long goal, one ball downfield. Can they win the first ball? Can they get on the end of it?
Can they win the second? That's the one.
No, they can't, 'cause the referee blows the full-time whistle. It finishes York City 2, Boston United 2. York City will feel it's 2 points dropped. Is it a point gained at the end, deep into injury time, trailing down to 10 men? What a game. City should have been out of sight at half-time, though, Ian, if we're being brutally honest. Yeah. And at the end of the day, that is 2 points dropped.
Yeah, well, it feels like that. But when Ollie Banks got sent off, I think I said at the time, you know what? Bolt up, just take the point. It might be an important point at the end of the season. When they scored their second goal and went ahead, suddenly that looked even more important. So that Josh Stones goal there, David, that is a massive goal. That is... It feels like you've earned a point rather than lose 2 for me today, because literally 3 minutes ago we were going away with nothing. Now we've got a point, and it's better than nothing, and we keep that unbeaten run intact.
It's better than nothing. It keeps the unbeaten run intact, but York City's attempt to equal that long-standing club record of 8 successive league wins, it goes by the wayside. It's finished here at the LNER Community Stadium. York City 2, Boston United 2.
Music fans across the British Isles spent more on records last year than ever before.
There was nothing more exciting than walking home with a new record.
I feel like I've got a friend in every city because of music.
I'm former World Snooker Champion Steve Davis, but I'll be swapping the snooker table for the turntable as we meet people who share my passion for collecting vinyl.
Vinyl has got that warm sound that you cannot replace.
Those songs, I think they were the only thing that really got me through.
Turning the Tables with Steve Davis.
New Year's Eve from 9.
Every game live and getting you closer to your club.
BBC Radio York Sport.
BBC Radio York Sport, full-time then at the LNER Community Stadium, where it's finished York City 2, Boston United 2. Goals for Ollie Pearce and a stoppage time equaliser for Josh Stones to get City out of jail late on after Ollie Banks was shown a straight red card, and Boston scored twice in the second half. City played the final half an hour with 10 men and got a point out of it in the end. That keeps them second at the moment in the National League. Full-time also at the Peninsula Stadium, where it ended in defeat for Harrogate Town away at Salford City. Let's get a full-time report from Tim Steer.
Full-time score, Salford City 1, Harrogate Town 0, in a game which looked like it was going to be heading towards a stalemate, a 0-0, which Harrogate Town certainly would have taken based on the fact that Salford was 6 in the table going into this game this afternoon, and it looked like it was going to be heading that way as well. But in the 75th minute, a ball down the right-hand channel, which Reece Smith had trapped back really well to get in front of his man, looked like he was going to shepherd the ball out for a goal kick, but it was just kept in play on the byline, and the ball was turned in low towards the near post, and Carl Jameson with a foul from behind on the Salford attacker. He went down. It was a clear penalty which the referee Jamie O'Connor duly gave, and then Daniel Udo stepped up on 75 minutes to send it down the middle, with Belshaw diving to his left-hand side. Manager Simon Weaver, we know with the injury crisis they have, he didn't have many dice as he could roll, but Sean Mikulski came on as an additional striker alongside Tom Curzons as they looked to try and find an equaliser in this game. Ben Fox did hit the post earlier on in the second half with the game at 0-0. It crawled along the goal line and was cleared away by Salford in the end, but even with the addition of Sean Mikulski, they couldn't find that all-important goal to get themselves level here in what was overall a pretty even game at the Peninsula Stadium, and that's why it will feel that little bit more disappointing, you would imagine, because it was a mistake at the back which led to the penalty, and that's the only difference between the two teams this afternoon. But with Bristol Rovers